penis, gagging you with entertainment.
Are you in the market for an apocalypse vehicle? Then come by the Dix Division Prepper Warehouse today. We have many treaded models to suit any terrain, but if you're planning on staying in town, we have that covered too. Great for the farm and the luxury garage. Dix Division Prepper Warehouse has exactly what you need. Open late Mondays and Thursdays on Comix Division's channel. Hailing from the heart of the Pixel Nation, Comix Division presents Thursday Night Throwdown!
So before we went live, Eric K messaged me about the thumbnail saying how scary it was. When Tox, that was the first thumbnail that Tox did for the show. And I was like, we're using this one because it's so fucking horrendous. I was like, what the fuck is that? It's like, oh, that's Susan Wojcicki.
Dude, oh crap. I just realized it was Willem Dafoe.
What's wrong with this?
Yes.
What is wrong with that?
That is
nothing.
hideous.
Nothing is wrong with it. It's
She's gone.
There we go.
I have
Light
removed
turned
her.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's fucking fantastic. Especially with the comment of, I'm somewhat of an expert on censorship myself.
Yeah.
How are all you beautiful people doing?
Yeah.
Hello,
how are we doing? Okay, I guess. I think I'm doing all right.
We have a twofer tonight. We have Clobbering Times. How you doing, Clobby?
Hey there. I'm honored to be here. Thanks for the invite, sir.
Well, thanks for being here, man. And we also have Mark D with the C.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me too. Yep. Looking forward to talking about this awesome movie we saw tonight.
Well, that's not exactly a word I would use to describe this movie.
If you look real hard, you can see that Clobby and Mark D are both on the thumbnail within reach of this Wojcicki thing. So,
Oh my! Now I'm
yeah,
scared.
there's a lot of thought.
Am I in
that went into
trouble?
that. Yeah, I just want you to know. Clobby,
Ow. Yes,
I
sir.
like you more because I put
Thank you.
Mark closer.
It's nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. But we are expendable.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to change this background. It is starting to get to me.
It's getting everybody, dude.
I think it's hilarious.
Yow. This looks like MODOK.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
At least the dumb movie
forgot.
MODOK.
I already forgot MODOK was in the movie.
Oh, well, MODOK really
You
wasn't in the
already
movie.
No, you're right. He wasn't.
Oh my God.
That's not the comic book version.
No, it's not.
That does not bode well.
Yeah.
Come on, MODOK's a handsome guy. Come on.
Oh, now that's nice. Look at that, dude.
Yeah.
I have
was
that one.
nice.
Cool.
I
I'll have to
was
explain that to
very,
the guys after later. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was legit. I was falling asleep because they had the theater I was in. They had the nice reclining leather seats,
Yeah.
and there was like no one around me, and I'm like,
Same here. I didn't have the seats, but I was still falling asleep.
I know how that feels.
If I'd been sitting on a seat of spikes, I might have fallen asleep.
yeah. I mean, so my first observation of the movie is like, wow, they're in San Francisco. I mean, because that's where it's been taking place. I was like, where's the pile of shit with a heroin needle jabbed in it?
Yeah.
Right.
Like those streets are awfully clean for San Francisco.
Joe Biden visited a few minutes before, so they cleaned it up for free.
Yeah, it was just like, I mean, this is like total meh. You know,
Right.
I'm trying to think of like what is worse, like Eternals or this movie.
I
mean,
have
Eternals is bad.
Eternals is worse.
I've done a couple shows where I've ranked all 30. We're 30. You told us now this is number 31 of the MCU/MCU movies. 31. Now this is number 31. I'm not sure where I'm going to rank it yet. I got Wakanda Forever at 30 and Eternals at 29. So I'm not sure it pisses me off enough to get that low, but it's just
Yeah, I mean, the movie.
The movie's got to
like,
piss me off to really get it low.
Yeah, it's like it didn't piss me off, right? But it didn't do anything for me either.
No, yeah.
You had no strong feelings one way or the other.
That's almost worse.
Just not waste
Apathy.
So,
Corey, I'm not sure you're coming through the right mic.
Yeah.
Apathy. Did it feel like it almost felt like it was just a movie just to say, "Hey, we have something new, like product for the sake of product"?
There was another thing I noticed too. Is like I didn't realize that Rachel Maddow was playing Wasp.
That haircut was horrible.
You know what? Evangeline Lilly did have an unfortunate haircut. There's no doubt.
Yeah, well, when she had those glasses on, I was like, "Wow, that's Rachel Maddow."
Yeah, that's okay for whatever reason.
Don't put that thought in my head. I love Evangeline Lilly.
I thought that one lady from the Not Prey movie on Hulu. I thought that was Jennifer Lawrence with a really dark tan.
Speaking of Evangeline Lilly, word came out today about her comments from the incident from before, let's just say, mandates, and looks like she stuck by her word and they tolerated it. I'm shocked.
So they punished her with that haircut.
Yeah, right. So the haircut was the punishment.
She had short hair.
You
in
shall
the
be
first movie,
uglified.
but
Yeah,
it was a much better haircut in the first movie. Yeah, she was very cute in the first one. I mean, I expected a total disaster. I didn't think it was a Eternals level disaster. And a Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, I couldn't watch it, so I started watching on D+. I watched, a little bit of the funeral, and then as soon as Namor came on, I just wanted to kill myself.
It's not Namor.
Not more. It's like
Not more.
I was a long time comic book fan, or I should say self-delete. Sorry, I shouldn't say that on the stream.
Not more.
But it was just so depressing as a comic book fan to see what they did, and so this I didn't think there was anything that level bad in this movie, and some of the special effects, maybe it's over CGI'd, but I see what they were trying to do. But it's the Marvel method now, turned to movies. It's a cookie cutter movie, so it wasn't. Didn't really anger me, or I thought some parts were good. I started kind of fall asleep a little bit in the middle. I wish we could get the microverse. I'm a huge Micronauts fan, and this is the quantum realm. This is supposed to be the microverse.
Right?
You can't use it because Hasbro owns it.
Oh yeah. The Micronauts. Yeah. Well, the one thing that I noticed, because normally when they have a POC as the villain, they do the whole sympathetic. Well, they have reasons for being a bad guy, right? Where they just make Kang just straight up evil.
They actually did. That's shocking.
I'll give them props for that. The fact that they actually made the black guy be the bad guy for a change, rather than the misunderstood, anti-hero kind of thing.
Idris Elba came out and said it's okay now. He doesn't want to be known as a black man. He wants to be known as an actor.
Well, yeah. I'm glad he's finally catching up with the rest of us.
Didn't Lawrence Fishburne say that, and didn't Sidney Poitier say that? I mean, there's tons of people that come before that. It's kind of like, we just stop, or are we just raising a whole new generation of idiots?
They're trying to. I heard about what they did with Cassie, with her character, because obviously did they change the actress, but they made her an activist.
Yes, they did. Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, really?"
I think about 15 minutes into the film, they'd almost hit their woke quota of dialogue that needed to be said to reach a certain. They have a quota probably on all these movies now.
Yeah, but that didn't
hit by then.
Yeah, but that didn't stop them, dude. They just kept rolling it in, especially at the end. I was like, the last 15 minutes was like, hey, social justice point, social justice point, social justice point. I was like, good criminy. Man, are we gonna talk spoilers? Because it sounds like we're balls.
I don't think anyone cares. If we're gonna be fair culture,
nobody cares.
Nobody, even people who wanted to see it, probably don't care.
We could do a poll.
We could do a
culture
poll.
So maybe Human is disagreeing with you. He says this is incorrect. Kang was not portrayed as evil. Well, they had a scene where he was killing a bunch of people, so I consider that to be evil. And he was also killing a bunch of people at the end too, and that was pretty fucking evil. He said he was trying to stop the evil variants by being evil. I don't know.
Well, he said he had to kill everyone in all the other universes to save everyone. So it was,
that sounds kind of evil to me.
Very contradictive logic. Very contradictive.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of Thanos level logic right there. I got to kill all these people to save the universe.
Yeah.
He didn't. What's really bad is that at the end of the movie, he was just slaying Queen. Slaying.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see it,
Queen.
but what I had heard was that this was the most evil of the kings, and that's why he was banished to the quantum realm.
Well, that's what they would like you to.
Did that come through or not?
Yeah, they said that.
Okay.
But of course, I don't know if we're going to talk the end credit scene too, but they're trying to set up Kang, and I thought this portrayal in this movie wasn't bad. It was much better than portraying Loki and what we got. But in the end, they've got all these ridiculous, thousands of Kangs that just.
Oh, I know. That was
makes
the after credit scene.
That makes it like a joke.
Yeah.
They try to start it, as a
Council
serious,
Kangs.
and then it just goes downhill, and that's my, that's how I felt with that. I mean, I thought his portrayal was much better, and he's a good actor. Just watched Devotion, and I probably recommended it. The
that
Korean
movie's
War
great.
movie, the great movie. So he's a really good actor. So, as you always say, you can't really blame the actors if they're given crud to write.
Well, the one thing that they did a lot of is that they had him on the poster where he had the blue face, like the actual comic book character.
Yeah.
And they kept doing this thing where they kept like taking the mask off, taking the mask off, taking the mask off, and they did that like every single time. And I thought this was explained in the original, either original Ant-Man and maybe the Civil War, but when they go shrink, they can't take the helmet off or they'll basically die. And he goes large, and his daughter, who also for some reason has an Ant-Man suit, does the same thing. And they both take their helmets off. It's like, I thought they were supposed to like implode or something. If that, they're not in the containment suit.
Yeah, the other thing that bugged me with regards to that too was Cassie's got this suit, right? I'm like, well, how is she going to get in the beginning of the movie? She doesn't have a suit, and they obviously get sucked into the quantum realm because she's created this portal within 5 years during the blip, and she's a super scientist, so she creates this portal with, I guess, Grandpa helping. Yeah. So they get sucked into the quantum realm. And I'm like, well, how's she gonna get a suit? And of course, I think it's like 15 or 20 minutes before she finally, they're in this alien realm, they're getting attacked. It's like, hey, Dad, I got a suit. Maybe I'm gonna turn it on. And it's like the Spider-Man, when Spider-Man's got his mask off more than he's got it on. It's like they can't flip the mask off, their helmets off more quickly just so you can see the actors, but there are all these action and fight scenes. It's like I'm leaving that helmet on the whole time. I'm not flipping it off. It's just so you can see the actor's face. So that pulls you out. I mean, as a comic book nerd,
egotistical move to do that. It's like you wouldn't have this role if it weren't for this iconic character existing. And you're doing that, and I will acknowledge that's something that I think the Russos definitely did better on than our directors, because the Russos said they were a fan of having helmets and masks on for the characters, not having them be so frequently off. So that's why, if you notice in those movies, they don't just come off every freaking millisecond. Because they like that aspect of the character.
Yeah.
So, and that is something that they luckily stuck with for the most part. And
that's why hiring no names is a lot better sometimes, because they're going to be like, okay, you want me to wear a helmet the entire time? Okay.
Yeah, they don't have enough influence to even
kind of
make
like
an argument.
Effect.
Yeah.
Oh, I see that Mead raid. What's up, Tom?
Hey, Tom.
I'm mad.
Hey guys.
How's it going, Matt?
I'm mad.
It's going, man.
What'd you think of Ant-Man?
Well, I'll be honest. It was a movie. It wasn't.
It was definitely filmed, and it was filmed and it was shown on movie screens for sure.
I don't know if it's I don't care enough to be frustrated with it, but it wasn't frustrating. Although there was really nothing other than MODOK that I enjoyed. Only laugh I had was MODOK.
But wait.
Tom is so right. He says, "Talk so we know we're past Antifa and Wasp." That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
All right, I'll DM him.
I've never hated someone as quickly as I hated the daughter in this. Immediately, as soon as he comes in the movie, I'm like, oh, I don't like this person at all.
Are you sure it wasn't because she was a lady, though?
No, I thought she was great in the first
I know
two.
you, man.
Well, the one thing I thought was funny was like, it's like, typical Marvel, awful lot of lady bosses,
right? Oh yeah, the one with the 8-pack CGI abs.
I was trying to figure who that was. Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, because I was looking at it, I was like, well, at least they made her kind of buff, but it's just like, geez,
she was bigger than Lady Thor at least. So
yeah.
I felt like a lot of those characters in the quantum realm or whatever, they wanted them to be Korg. They wanted them to be a thing. The one with no holes.
Yeah.
They were banking on that thing to
That's a
pop.
good point.
That was one of the few times people laughed in the movie theater, and then you know, thanks Spider-Man in the coffee shop, and I've got holes, and we ate all the other creatures. People actually laughed at that one.
Because a lot of jokes just landed flat.
Yep.
Once in a while-
Yeah, dude. I chuckled like a few times, but it was like
Yeah,
over
once in a
stupid
while.
shit. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. A smile here and there at best, and the rest
Yeah.
you're like, ugh.
Very smirky,
Man.
not laughing. It felt
Yeah.
like there were bits they didn't fit into the overall to the actual story or the plot. They felt tacked on because they knew they needed laughs. So you have bits like, oh, I don't have any holes, and you know what I mean? And it just becomes
Phrasing.
a joke. Yeah. And
Well,
you had
that
the
shit was
psychic
kind of
dude.
That one was kind of dumb. I mean, the psychic dude. Some of his bits were kind of funny.
It's like, I like the psychic dude a little bit.
Father Miller says bummer because Newton was good in Detective Pokemon. Oh, was that the director? I don't remember.
Detective Pikachu.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was the girl
Pikachu.
who's. I think he's talking about the girl who plays Cassie, who hangs.
Oh,
out with
okay,
Pikachu.
okay.
And that was not a bad. It was not a bad movie, and I wouldn't even call it a video game adaptation, but it actually had like a story to it and everything. Because I saw it in theaters when it came in, and it was not a bad movie. And yeah, I forgot that she was actually in that. Now that he mentioned that, yeah, no, she was fine in that movie. But all it takes is a script, and that shows you once again the something that I've said many times. Sometimes even the most talented actor, whether decent or really good, they can only do so much to save a story. And I always made that argument in defense of Andrew Garfield, and everyone who wrote him off had newfound respect for him when they saw him in No Way Home, because it's what happens when you.
I always liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
I always liked him as the character, but
I didn't like him as Peter Parker. I thought he did a great job as Spider-Man.
Agreed. I think he's the best Spider-Man we've seen on film in live action.
He's a really talented actor, but people misjudge him because they had preconceived notions of Toby, which I get it. But the thing is, they especially they didn't watch anything with Garfield before that. They assume right off the bat that, okay, well, this is my first impression of him. And it's a bad impression. So no, he was not the issue with those movies. It was
Absolutely not. No,
the messy stories around him. Oh, he loved being the character.
Yeah,
he loved being in the mask too. He loved being in the mask. What actor
Nicholas Hammond is my Spider-Man.
Yeah, Nicholas Hammond.
Neil Patrick Harris is a close second for me from his MTV Spider-Man. That's a deep cut.
So was there any tone shift for this? I mean, we're going from phase 4 to phase 5. Was there a tone shift, or was it the same movie as the last 4 or 5?
Well, okay, so they tried to be more serious. They tried to make Scott Lang more serious too.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And that didn't work. One thing I have to say is Michelle Pfeiffer, for being 64, still looks pretty good.
Yeah,
man, that
she's a Beatles song now.
No, their reface technology was working overtime. That CPU was at 90 for the whole movie. She don't look that young. You can't know.
Well,
you think they're doing the de-aging?
No,
stuff?
not flashbacks. I'm talking just with her on screen. There's no way that she looks that young.
The de-wrinkler.
Okay.
Yeah,
she's no Tom Cruise, that's for sure.
Where the hell did she get makeup in the quantum realm? By the way, I've been wondering that since the last movie. I didn't see a CVS.
I gotta ask you guys.
They had a lot of good
was she the
skincare
key to
products
everything? Was she the key to everything?
Who?
Yes.
Michelle.
was
Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, totally.
It was actually her
Was it
fault.
a Michelle
actually.
Pfeiffer movie?
Yeah.
Well, it was her fault too. She was actually kind of guilty, but
What the hell was that just showed up in front of Culture Casino? Is that a
Big
UFO?
old bowl of cum.
Oh, I'm sorry. For a second there, I thought it was something Biden was going to have to shoot down.
Hey, now that we're 20 minutes in, I just got to say, fuck you, Momma Susan. All right.
There we go.
But we're only at 1948.
oh,
Hey, we're over 15, so it counts.
We're good.
Yeah.
Someone buy the Ant-Man popcorn holder. Cloudburn Times, did you buy the Ant-Man?
oh no, it looked pretty cool.
$30. It did
but,
look cool.
you know,
I didn't buy it though. Yeah.
Why would
just
you
like,
spend
no.
money on that?
Okay, so there's Michelle Pfeiffer right there.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
$30 though. Oh yeah, that's
She looks
good.
fine.
Michelle
looking
Pfeiffer
lady.
was $30. That's
I
a
got
deal.
Photoshop.
No.
If anyone sees that movie and buys that, I will seriously pay you to get me one of those in shipping, so I don't give that money to.
What movie?
Oh, I would have bought it. I
the
almost
popcorn
was leaving.
bucket.
I could have got you
Oh.
one, dude, if you wanted one.
I knew about it earlier.
He just didn't want to directly pay for it.
What are you eating, Nick?
I didn't get a popcorn
What's dinner
bucket
tonight?
Tacos.
How you eating? Oh,
Tacos.
nice.
Tacos. So,
Yeah.
was there anything you guys liked about the movie?
MODOK. I was
I
shocked
have
how much
one.
I like MODOK.
I have one.
What is it, Culture?
It was in focus.
Oh, that's true.
That's a fair statement. That's a fair statement.
I was surprised how much I actually liked MODOK. It was always weird looking at him because the face looked so painted on.
Yeah, not like this.
Never,
right? Yeah.
No, it just didn't look right. It felt, it was added. It just didn't look right.
Cute,
but I did
it was
like
not
it.
right. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a cute joke, but yeah, he was. I don't know. Because it was based on the first villain from the villain from the first
Darren
film,
Cross.
not the one from the comic.
Darren,
yeah, right. And I guess it was good for a chuckle, even though it wasn't the one from the comic, but it was just got old quick. I thought.
I
But
loved
did they
his.
completely waste a character?
Yeah, pretty much.
not?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Because they basically killed him at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
no,
I did like. At least I can die as an Avenger.
Well, yeah, the dick joke was like the dick joke wasn't that funny.
No, that was hard.
No,
They're
it wasn't. Yeah, the don't be a dick thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The-
like, yeah, we get it. Just get to say dick a bunch of times.
So okay, I want to ask
Well,
you
they're gonna
guys.
say they're making fun of MODOK when he's dying too, so they ruin the whole gravitas of the scene. Like, normally you say the guy turns, the cliche turns good in the end. He does help.
Right.
He does help defeat Kang, and they're like smirking, like, "Oh, I guess you're an Avenger." And I was like, "The guy's effing dying, and
he's
just helped you guys win."
But
I
it
mean,
was
he
funny
can
though.
enable it.
It did
It
make me
was.
laugh. He's like, I've always thought of you as a brother, and this guy's like, what?
Yeah, he's like, huh?
But
Sure,
I thought it
yeah,
was
sure,
good.
dude.
I thought it was a good
But
bit.
that's a Marvel thing to do every time there's a
Oh,
scene
yeah.
where there's some
Undercut
gravitas. You got to have some joke to
Snark
ruin
it up.
To fucking ruin it.
Yeah.
You know what, Mad? Just so you feel better, you're our MODOK.
There you go. There was something I liked.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I had something I liked in that movie.
All right.
I'm
Did
lying.
Cassie
I'm
save the
kidding.
day, or was it?
No, I like the.
It was Hope.
I like the Welcome Back Cotter.
Of course it was. Of course it
The Welcome Back
was.
Cotter music. Yeah.
I
I
wish
like the
that
Welcome
they.
Back Cotter music.
I wish they would have
sorry.
went with the Mace version of it myself.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Now,
Mace, the rapper.
So did Paul Rudd
No,
have
that-
any relevance to this movie? Because it sounds like he just was
Yeah,
there
he
just
had
because his
some.
character was the
He
title
had
character.
some, it's
Oh no, he did. He was still kind of the hero mostly. I mean, they all helped him, but it wasn't like he needed help sometimes, but he helped others. It was, and then there was some cool bits here and there, like when he goes giant a couple of times. I guess it was kind of you wanted to see that, and you wondered why he didn't do it sooner a couple of times. But
So
Yeah,
he's
he got
still
to be in the
basically incompetent. That's great.
he got to be in his own movie at least a little bit more than I thought he would, to be honest.
Yeah.
well, that the whole thing is Scott Lang is kind of a jackass, right? And
Yeah.
in the comic books, he's
Yes, he is.
he's kind of a dumbass, and he makes bad decisions, and he's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Well,
Jackass,
but he also
bad
he
decisions,
took over
funny,
for
so he's Comix Division.
Yes, pretty
he
much.
took over for
Okay.
Mr. Fantastic. So in the MCU, he became kind of like the scientist for the FF for a while and part of the run. So he's more of a serious character in some of the runs, and they kind of took that iteration and just made him more of a total joke. So in the comics, he's more of a really intelligent guy that was down on his luck, and it was Mr. Fantastic is coming back, but that run wasn't. It was interesting to switch it up for a while, but
Scott was
I thought
never
the
smart
movie.
as Hank.
No,
he's
not
never
as smart as
not as
Hank, but
he
he
had
was a
an
scientist in the
underdog.
comic.
He had an underdog element that you rooted for out of him because he was the guy who was trying to turn the life situation around.
Right.
I just and it sucks because I actually am a Scott Lang Ant-Man fan, like from the books. I have 20, 30 Ant-Man Scott Lang comics, and it's just such a bummer to see them do it during. And I'm probably in the minority, but I actually really enjoyed that first movie. Like disposable villain or not, I actually think that's a really solid movie.
The girlfriend and I
movie, yeah.
rewatched both movies last night and enjoyed the hell out of them, way more than I remembered enjoying them.
Seriously, I
were
enjoyed
fun.
that first movie. They were very fun.
The second one was a
and
bit weird.
Paul Rudd
Forgettable.
absolutely kills it in that first
Yep.
movie. He really is. He's really fun to watch, and I don't even mind the second movie either. I do have my complaints about it. I'll say that it's definitely inferior, but
Right.
I've had fun watching it despite my issues with the ghost in there. But
Agreed.
yeah,
She looks
that's
like
probably where my complaint is the ghost.
she looks like a dark Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
All
So
right,
let me ask you guys who
James
saw it a
Hurley
question.
says, I saw the new Liam Neeson movie, Marlowe, Philip Marlowe. It was decent movie and better than Ant-Man 3. Huh.
I mean, it's not the high
That new
bar.
Marlowe movie, huh? Wow.
Could I ask you guys a question that saw it?
Sure.
So from the other streams I've seen about this movie, including Tom talking about it, could you tell where the reshoots were to try to force humor or not?
I was gonna ask if maybe Bill Murray's appearance was an added scene for some humor, which I think fell a little flat. The way he goes out was maybe a little funny, but it was just over the top, silly, goofy. They're like eating these live creatures, as a joke. And Bill Murray is just as good as he is. It's just that scene just seemed really flat, other than the joke about insinuating like she had needs over 30 years. So I guess they had an affair, and then Hank Pym admits that he had a couple of downses too, during the 30 years.
Well, when you think your spouse is dead, I mean, what do you do at that point? You move on with your life.
To be fair, he thought she was literally gone.
Yeah. So Hope is like, earmuffs. She's like, I don't want to hear this. So I guess that part was funny, but the stuff with the scene with Bill Murray, I don't know if Tom would say if that was added or part of the reshoots, but I don't know. I thought it felt kind of flat.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know they did extensive reshoots, and like I said, I wasn't like drawn in enough to fully pay attention. I mean, there's just times where it's like, my brain just switched off, and I'm just staring at a screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole middle part there, I was just waiting on it to be done so we can move on.
Because a lot of it too is that you get the impression that she's in the quantum realm by herself for the last 30 years, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, how the fuck did she survive in this realm?
Yeah,
no food, no water for 30 years.
How did she get makeup by herself in there for 30 years? Because she came out that quantum realm.
Still,
you think she got it on with Kang or during those 30 years too, or
maybe?
I don't know.
But that was the other thing. What did you guys think about? I mean, I don't know how much we're revealing here, but how much she was the cause of all the problems and didn't reveal any of this to anyone else.
That's very rare where they do that with a female character. They make everything her fault.
I hate that it is that trope of all of this would have been solved if people would just talk to each other, but they can't because then the movie wouldn't happen. Yeah. So it's just them like
very true,
never telling people what's going on.
In Marvel Comics a lot. With a really good example is the X-Men versus the Inhumans. I mean, if we just talk to each other, we could have avoided all this. I was like, oh fuck! Literally at that moment was when I quit half of Marvel. I was like, fuck X-Men, fuck Inhumans, fuck Marvel. It's like this is fucking stupid. Absolutely fucking stupid.
Well,
yeah, I'm never watching another Marvel Disney thing ever again. So.
You're not missing anything because the exposition now, the talk to like explain to the audience, that happened 3 or 4 times during the course of the film. Not just the stuff that was just described. There's a whole lot of, we're going to tell you what happened in the interim.
Well, I think they took too long to tell us anything. The whole time I'm like, will someone explain to me what is happening in this cuckoo banana world? It took them forever because she didn't want to tell anybody anything. And wait, why is he here? What is happening? Oh,
there were so many different contrivances. I mean, it was insane. The ants.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
so the ants lived. The ants lived for thousands of years. They went through a time portal, they said, and not, the other characters didn't, but the ants evolved over thousands of years in a couple of seconds and became the kind of the March of the Wooden Soldiers, which it's
because they were socialist ants. That's why
they were socialist ants. So they saved the day.
Dude, I heard about that line.
Yeah, I think it's being misrepresented though.
No, it's not.
Because
I don't know if it got mentioned twice because there was a point in time when I'm like, I got to go take a piss. I don't care what's going on. So I went up and took a piss and came back. I was like, I hope I didn't miss the socialist line. And
the line was from Hank. I know that communism
socialism is a charged word.
Charged word. Yeah.
But these ants, and then he gets
things
cut
from
off.
them. Yeah, but we could learn things from their society.
Yeah.
I don't.
A hive mind.
No. Well, ants aren't a hive mind unless they're taken over by fungi.
No, they're not. But
it didn't bother me a bit, and I think I think people are making a little bit more of it because I'm not going to mention who.
Hear all the lines around it.
Well, yes,
Man,
they did kind of
okay,
shoot him
I
down.
saw the movie.
people is saying this. I'm actually shocked.
I'm just saying. I think that it's been. I saw a couple of tweets out there like, oh, he's saying that the line was basically, we should do socialism. Socialism is great. I'm like, well, that's not really.
Well, that's kind of what it is.
I'm gonna say, Mad, maybe if it was an isolated incident, it would just be like, okay, that's a really dumb line, whatever, carry on. But considering that we have had Redhead Antifa in Falcon and Winter Soldier, we had Dads Don't Exist in Wakanda Forever, which thankfully I did not see. I'm trying to say is there's clearly a theme here where they're doing all these like revisions. Also in Falcon and Winter Soldier, they revised the continuity to make it seem like it was always a black man that was Captain America first. There's all I'm trying to say is there's a ton of
they actually
history.
They did that was actually from the comic book that they
but it wasn't like that. They modified it in the show to make it like he was.
Well, it wasn't that he was the first one. It was he was the one after Steve.
Yes, but in the show they made it where he came before Steve, or he was supposed to be before Steve.
I didn't get that
because he was supposed to be. They wanted him to be, but they can't. Go ahead, Culture.
No, I was just going to say, there's one of the contrivances that bothered me the most was right at the beginning because plot needed it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because at the end, think about it, the portal that forms because of the quote unquote signal that gets sent down could only be activated because the little time ball gizmo flotchy doomajiggy, what do you call that? The narwiggle, whatever it is.
The MacGuffin, yeah.
The Mr. Fusion.
The Mr. Fusion, yeah. If it was because the Mr. Fusion was charged up. Well, guess what? The Mr. Fusion was broken. It was a giant big ball of bleh.
Yeah, that bothered me as well.
Yeah, and I'm like, so how the F did they power up the thing to reverse portal those people from the... I'm like, this is so fucked up. I mean, I was like, there were just so many of those contrivances throughout the entire film. I just... That one really got me. I don't know why.
Maybe it was my fault. I thought we were talking about this movie as, about this movie specifically. I didn't know we were taking in account the entire MCU up to this point in whatever agenda they may be pushing as an overall meta narrative. I was speaking specifically about this movie in isolation.
No, I was too, but still, I mean, and the other thing too is that this is a movie that is made for China, not necessarily the U.S.
But it's not even.
You really think that?
It's
I haven't seen it now.
Mandarin. It's in English.
Well, okay, all right. We all know that Hollywood has been making movies not for Americans. Was it Transformers? The one with the dinosaurs? I don't remember which one it was. That where it takes place in is it Singapore? I don't remember, but it's like it's definitely trying to cater to that Asian audience. So for them to go, hey, socialism's kind of cool, guys. Socialism being the precursor to communism. I think was more for China than anything else.
And Matt, all they had to do is drink the juice, and then you can understand everyone, right? Yeah, the babblefish. Juice. You drank the juice. How they explain that the juice from the character? I guess that the guy with no holes, they were drinking him. It was kind of gross.
Are there more of him, or does he deliver this juice to all the bars? Because the other three at the bar had to drink the juice to understand everything.
Right. I imagine there's probably more of his species.
You know what they were missing? They were missing They were missing Pauly Shore right there saying, "You like it in juice? Wheeze the juice."
All right, I got not some super chats, but some gifted memberships. I got 10 from Toxic Manflu. Thank you, Tox. And 5 from WG. Thank you, WG.
Hey, WG.
WG.
Cheers.
Wastelander64 says another derailment in Michigan, same company as the one here in Ohio. Wow.
I heard
So it
about
was
that.
Norfolk Southern. I thought maybe it might be CTX, which is based out of Jacksonville. They have a lot of that track around that area. So I was trying to find that.
Maybe Human says another plot hole. Hank's super ants would have come back to Earth instead of Kang and ate everything.
Well, I mean, they seem benevolent, but
we do have
they were
our
socialists.
First,
what could go wrong?
Picture from the movie here. So apparently, Comix is now the gal. So
usually it's culture.
At least my tits look great.
Brahma would make a great Kang. Actually, Brahma would be the Kang. of this all.
I honestly would have rather them allow Ant-Man to be stuck there in the quantum realm or whatever with Kang than have her fly in and save him, because I felt like it took away from.
That's what I thought
his
they were going to go
sacrifice.
for. I thought, I thought that's what they were going to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? That's how they're.
I mean, they already have his replacement right there, and
yeah, that's the thing I thought they were going to do is I thought they're going to replace him with his daughter.
Hey,
Yeah.
I thought
Did
they
you
get
guys-
stuck there for a while.
Did you guys stick around for the Loki second after credit scene?
I can't believe I wasted
I
time.
left. I was just like, I don't fucking care anymore.
You
I just
didn't miss a
fucking left.
damn thing.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
I did miss a damn thing for the fucking Kang reveal. I was like, shit, dude. I wish I would have left earlier at that point.
Right? Did he sound like Forrest Whitaker from Rogue One to you? Save hope.
Yeah, he did.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many
I hear
different
the
franchises are you? How many different franchises are you stealing from right now? Because I was like, okay, that's Stargate, that's like Mummy. I'm like going through all the different things and the visualizations there at that credit scene going.
I can't believe there were so many in the crowd that were goofy. I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that too. I was like, why do they have like a Stargate version of Kang?
Oh yeah.
Well,
okay.
did they have Rama Tut in the Council of Kangs, Klabi and Mark?
Yes.
You would know that.
They had a Ramatut.
Yeah,
Rama
they did.
Tut. I know there's also Iron Lad.
No, well, you could probably if you got a chance to see it, it goes by so quick.
I didn't. I didn't.
I think that I
That's
saw a
familiar.
Scarlet Centurion or somebody looking at Mortis, but I can't really tell for sure. I'd have to see it again. But
I
there
took,
was,
I, took, I took photos in the theater, but I probably can't show them. We'll get in trouble. But I did.
Sure.
What?
So Mark D with a C can be found at 4135 South Grove Street. Okay.
I just took
Did I
screenshots.
hear- Yeah. Did I hear
But
Nick
yeah.
say that there was a character called Brahma Tut or
Ramatut.
Brahma the Hut?
Rama Tut.
Brahma
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Beavers.
All right.
Basically,
Ramatut.
a character that sort of predates Kang before he became Kang, and we found out that he's Kang later. It's hard to explain.
Fantastic
But
Four number
Fantastic
19.
Four,
Kang,
19.
Kang the Greater.
Well,
But
that
yeah,
was
Rama
his
Tut.
first variation, comics for context sake.
The first variation.
The very first iteration of Kang was in Fantastic Four number 19 with Rama Tut.
Ramatut.
He's basically this
We didn't know that at
Egyptian
the time, of
dude
course.
in his undies. Mad would get really turned on by him.
Oh yeah.
And he's you see the time stuff happen. It was later on, was it Avengers number 8 or 9
8,
that he
yeah.
ended up debuting as Kang the Conqueror.
That's right. Now, again, you get to see Ramatut very clear. He's there. He gets to talk and everything. Some of the other ones, you see zillions of them. I thought I saw a Mortis. Again, it wouldn't go so fast. At that point, I was just ready to go home. I didn't really.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't
was
paying
like,
attention,
I was
man.
too.
I
I was like,
that
I had a
version
big old thing of
sticks.
root beer, and I was like, I have to pee again. It's like, I'm not waiting through the rest of the credits to see if there's another fucking reveal.
You know,
at the
is that
end.
a serious problem for Marvel going forward? Is there the people that really care about and watch the subject matter that they have to make films about are getting older and can't hold their urine long enough
Yes.
to see these longer films?
Well, this
I
one
mean,
was
should
actually
they put
on the
like an
shorter
intermission?
side.
2 hours.
It was only
2
2
hours?
hours. It wasn't 3.
Wasn't like
you know?
It was
Wakanda,
just
at
it was
least.
just the 55-ounce root beer that you
Yeah,
downed.
I mean, it was
Yeah,
just
okay.
the fucking large ass root
Yeah.
beer that I had. Like, wow, I gotta pee.
Bladder buster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
Well, that cherry Coke came in handy because it was tough. We wouldn't have stayed awake without it.
The
Yeah.
2
Oh, wow.
hours, the 2 hours and 5 minutes though, talks did feel like 3 hours.
It did to me too.
So it did. So
yeah,
Wakanda
it
Forever
sagged
was
in the
3
middle.
hours and felt like it was 10.
Yes.
And then this movie was 2 and felt like it was 3.
I mean, it didn't drag that much for me. It just as much
A
as
little bit in the middle.
my lack
Well,
of
that's-
interest in the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I was
That's
kind of getting
Mortis.
towards that
Me
comment
too.
that Mad Cheesemo
Mark,
made
Floppy.
earlier.
That's a Mortis. That's
What-
the Mortis and Ramatut. Because Mark said
So-
in the private chat, it's Ramatut and Mortis. Yeah.
That's you get a
Same time,
private
let's
chat
see.
thing.
So,
So
I'm just mentioning the Kang variants. That's all.
Mad had made a comment about he was sitting through part of it and just
Yeah, there he
waiting
is.
for it to be over to get to Act 3.
Yeah.
Well, the one
the
thing
rest
that
of you
I
see
noticed
that?
too, it's like they kept playing the pronoun game with Kang. It's like
What?
him. They kept saying him.
Yeah, they're not saying Kang. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not saying Kang. And it's like we all fucking know it's Kang. Just fucking say it's Kang or the Conqueror.
Oh,
the
you
Star
were
Trek
using
movie
pronoun
that
Yeah,
in
in
a
Loki.
negative context.
In Loki,
Yeah, not a negative context, but it's the idea
You're
that
actually using his pronoun. Got it.
well, no, they're just not saying who he is.
I'm saying
And
they
it's like-
already already know who it is. I mean,
Yes.
and we knew who it was in the trailer. It's not like it's a secret anymore, so it was really dumb.
Yeah.
If you were going to keep him a secret, then that would have made sense. But you didn't. You fucking flew him out there for everybody to see. I counted the number of people in my theater. There were 26. I was in a massive theater.
There was
It's way more than mine had.
maybe 10, 15
Did you see
people in the
Gary's
theater?
tweet?
Oh, did you go to your
His
poor
theater
one?
was empty.
Did
What'd
you
you
go
say,
to the Grosso Poor People Theater?
No,
Oh,
I didn't. I'm not saying which theater I went to, Mad. Thank you very much.
I'll say it. I went to the Palladium, and it was probably 65, 70%.
really?
Full or empty?
Yeah, I don't live at the Palladium. I'll tell anybody. That's why I went.
In my
We
theater
all
was
know
probably
where he
about
lives
half
in your
full.
bushes.
The one
Anyway.
by me was around 65, 70 because I looked at the tickets for like the prime hour of 7 o'clock. It was around like 60%. I'd say around there.
Well, there's
Well, I went at 4 o'clock, so
I went at 3.
100,
It was-
150 seats.
Yeah, I mean, it's still work hours.
yeah, 150 seats, 26 people.
150 seats. What the fuck?
It's
Which-
tiny.
What theater was this?
I just like the fact that I was able to recline back and not give a shit.
Culture Casino goes
Well,
to
that's
the
the great
thing.
Kamala's
Nice.
cavernous.
That's a great thing
badge
about
theater.
the Palladium comics. There was plenty of. There's so much room between the rows that you can put the recliner all the way back
Yes.
No.
at the Palladium.
And
And now they're
fall
gonna
asleep.
AMC is gonna charge
He's
you
trying
more
to
for
figure
those
out whether
seats,
I
too.
went to the Palladium or not. And the
No,
answer
I know which one you went to.
You went to the Poor People's Theater.
Yep.
no, I didn't go to the Poor People's Theater.
Where your shoes always stick on the floor.
How many previews did you guys have?
Dude, did
6?
y'all have the Creed 3 and Shazam trailers back to back?
Yes. Yes.
Did
I think
anybody
I-
notice it's the exact same song in both trailers?
No, because I wasn't paying attention to either one of those trailers.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind the Shazam trailer. I think I actually didn't think my issue with it, and then you can say it's maybe a nitpick, but it feels like you already saw the movie at the trailer. Like you know what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Oh,
from
the
beginning to
Shazam,
end.
yeah, it gives
Well,
it all
other than
away.
that, it
Well-
doesn't look bad. Like Zachary Levi, he looks great in the part. He looks like he's gonna have fun delivering his lines, and I can tell he enjoys playing the character. So
No, 100%.
does.
He does. I think the thing that really kind of bothers me about this movie is that there was like no surprises in this movie whatsoever.
No.
I mean, there was no moments where I felt like if I missed something that I missed something. It's just like normally I wouldn't say there's like a twist, but there's usually some kind of reveal. It's like the whole thing with Kang, that wasn't a reveal. We all knew he was in the movie. So
I guess
the whole
MODOK?
pronoun thing.
The
Well,
MODOK
already
reveal?
MODOK was in the fucking trailer, man.
I didn't know that was him.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah, he was
couldn't
in the
recognize
trailer.
his face.
Yeah, we
It-
saw
it's-
that.
it's
saw
just like,
that still shot that was horrible.
Yeah, nothing like was like a surprise or like wow,
No.
holy shit, it
was so
there was like
bland.
no
Coming.
reveal. It
It
was
was
just like
bland. It was a bland
Yeah.
movie.
Did
You knew the
anybody
answer
laugh?
coming when they had that line. Yeah.
Did you? If you did laugh, how many times did you laugh? Because they stretched jokes. They put jokes where you don't put jokes.
I think maybe I laughed twice,
Yeah, more of
And-
a smirk a couple times.
and it was like the one thing we were talking about earlier, where Bill Murray gets flung at the thing that they were eating because they used one of the enlarging discs on the little creatures they're eating because they're still alive, and he gets eaten by it. And I was like, that's kind of funny. But it's like.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few things like that's kind of funny. It's like nobody fucking laughed.
No, mine was pretty
Normally,
quiet.
there's like when there's a funny moment, people laugh in the theater, and even like at the low tier shit we've been getting from Marvel, people usually laugh in the theater, and nobody fucking laughed at anything.
Yeah, my theater definitely was quiet in comparison to even Love and Thunder
Yeah.
had more
Yeah,
reaction.
Love and Thunder a lot more people laughed at Love and Thunder than in this movie. But like I said, maybe there was like
groaned.
maybe like 12
Oh,
people in
dude.
my theater.
I was in row.
smiled once or twice.
I was in row N, right? Now I had my recliner completely kicked back. And all of a sudden, like one row behind me and two seats over, because mind you, there are not a lot of people in there for whatever reason. Dude sawing logs, like right in the middle of the film. Dude, I cannot, and it sawing logs, man. It's like, I'm like, good Lord. I mean, like, and it was not quiet. right? I mean, it was like everybody was listening to this dude doing.
I got dangerously close to doing that a couple times. I mean, I can't. I was like,
I wasn't that
low
close,
energy
but
anyway.
I definitely felt my eyelids getting kind of heavy. And I was like,
I'll say this: there was a baby of mine, maybe 6 months. Most well-behaved baby I've ever been around in the movie theater.
It's very soothing for a baby to see that. It's like,
oh yeah,
does MODOK look as badass as expected, or bad as expected?
like
Sorry,
crap.
not bad as bad.
Yeah,
looks
He
bad.
looked better in the trailer. MODOK's a tough character to do. I mean, you got a guy with
he could have
basically
way
a
better
head.
than that. He looked awful.
They could have done what the problem is they went with the guy's face so he's recognizable. So
Yeah, they didn't make
I don't
that
know.
work.
I mean, he did look better in the trailer, I thought, but the problem is they made the character a joke in the end too. So that's
Yeah, well, he was kind of a joke throughout the entire
joke
thing.
the whole time.
yeah.
And it was
So
kind
he's a
of
butt of jokes.
that was at least mildly. It was kind of tough not to laugh at him a little bit,
Agree.
but it was still, it wasn't like laughing out loud stuff. Or
Did
Can
you
we-
ever? Oh, sorry, Chloe.
But no, I was actually I was gonna ask how did Darren Cross become MODOK? Did his suit from the first movie like crush him to a point where that's how he turned out?
basically.
No, seriously?
Yeah.
Well, he had a big head. He had a big head.
How's
I
that
guess,
supposed to
when
be
he came-
literal?
It was like his body shrank. I don't know if you guys caught that, but it looked like he had like an egg head or like this massive head when
Yeah.
he landed
Yeah.
on the
Had
quantum
a nice
realm. It
ass
was so
shot of
quick.
him too.
Oh God, yeah. When they were pulling him out of the goop, I was like, oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, we didn't need to see that. Yeah. So, but and MODOK's a tough character to do. It didn't look as bad, I thought, as it would, but it was just too much. It was too. They tried to go too humorous instead of the evil, mad, crazy, crazy villain.
I don't know if it would have. I don't know if I would have believed him or believed it if it. I think it would have came off worse. The design or whatever in the way they imposed the face would have came off worse if he was supposed to be this menacing actual threat.
At least they
rather
didn't
than
do the
this
Donald
comedic-
Trump version of MODOK like they
Yeah.
did in the comic book.
I don't know. Maybe they meant to.
He looked more like Jeff Bezos, I thought.
Oh yeah, he did look a lot like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the actor himself looks like a younger version of Jeff
no.
Bezos.
True.
There's a
Yeah.
Mad Mardigan meme of Kang out there on Twitter.
Sherry. I don't even have to look. I know it's Sherry.
From the very.
All right, let's see. We got one guess on who did that one. Yeah, that's probably Sherry.
Everyone needs to see
I
this.
was just
one
gonna say,
now.
you guys aren't wrong.
This isn't
Oh,
meme
that's-
time.
Nice job, Sherry. That's well
isn't
done. Yeah,
meme
that kind of
time.
looks like
we
the guy
gotta
from
share.
the
We
movie.
gotta share this now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
this
do that.
one
yeah.
cannot wait. This
Yeah,
needs to
You
see
got it,
something-
Comix, because that's phenomenal. Look at that.
Can I use that for
Great.
Toxic Tuesday, Sherry?
Is he still in the chat? How do I ban somebody? Do I have the power to ban people?
No.
That's the second time I've heard you ask that tonight, Matt.
That might be the best meme I've
that's-
ever seen.
That's brilliant.
That's great.
Mad, this isn't sporking where you get to be drunk on power.
Yeah, he couldn't ban anybody over there either.
All right.
Well, it was the girlfriend I was trying to ban.
My question is this: from the very first moment we were in the quantum realm, which is not with the whole fam family, but from the very first moment you're down there, could you tell right away that was all volume? It was all shot in volume.
I think they did a better job with the volume than they have with Love and Thunder or Doctor Strange. I thought it was the best use that they've had so far with their volume.
Are you talking about the audio level, or are you talking about like hair volume?
No, volume. Okay, so nowadays they use special studios that project the background.
Oh
for the
yeah.
actors. That's called volume. It used to be called stagecraft. It's basically the same tech either way, but it's basically a living green screen that is not a green screen unless they need to add an effect shot later, and then they actually drop the green screen on top of the projected screen so they can put whatever they want to fill it in later. But it's a very interesting thing, and for me, every time I see anything now, I can spot it immediately.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the issue is that for the most part, the movie looks like a fucking cartoon, right? I mean,
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
That's the problem with basically specifically with Marvel now.
Yeah.
Is everything is getting to the point where it's like you can tell it's fucking, CG, and it looks fake as fuck, and it's like, yeah, okay, it looks nice, but it doesn't look real. So you again, you lose that immersive
problem.
experience. Yeah, exactly. It is a
It
problem.
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make
So,
sense. It's not.
Well,
a
that's just it's the reason why I like Maverick so much is because it's a real fucking movie.
Mm-hmm. Comics.
It's
when
not an
you
expensive
watch,
animated cartoon. Sorry, go ahead.
When you when you watch Quantumania, does it feel like almost like you're watching like the Star Wars prequels again? Because remember, that was one of the first franchises that really decided we're gonna be drunk on CG, and a lot of people kind of followed suit on that.
No, because they actually mixed quite a bit of physical sets and scenery in with that, even though there were a lot of miniatures, Nick. In this, anything that has a background, it is flat as.
Well, no, I mean, like in some of the prequels after the first one, they were basically all like CG backgrounds. It was just filmed on green screen, and that's like a lot of problems with modern movies. Even I was watching the behind the scenes for like the G.I. Joe movie way back when, and it's like that entire movie was filmed on a green screen.
Well,
and you can fucking tell sometimes. I mean, it's like you may not notice it, but your brain does.
The biggest issue with it is they don't have the time that it actually takes to make it look good. Starship Troopers is the example of how it's done right when you have the time. I watched it a couple months ago, 4K and everything. I'm like, man, it looked better than anything Marvel or Disney in general has put out in years because they had so much more time to really add in all the details with even the sand popping up when the bugs are running. And it makes a huge difference if they have the time to actually do work. It becomes art rather than this, do it as quickly as possible because we have another MCU movie to go.
But I don't, like I said, I mean, you can definitely tell. Then you're right, man. A lot of the stuff, the older stuff does look better because everything that we're seeing now is CG heavy. Not only that, you're putting CG on top of a projected background that so you have this really weird, like, depth problem. That's what I'm going to say. The field, the depth of field is fucked up beyond all recognition, which is why you're like that. It pulls you out. It pulls me out visually, not just because I know what's being done, but because I can spot it a mile away.
This one wasn't as bad for me. Love and Thunder and Doctor Strange was horrible the whole time. I'm just looking at it and seeing it. I don't. Oh man.
Well, maybe because they're on the planet, it's such an alien world. Maybe that helps, because it's so crazy. But nothing makes sense there. I mean, it's totally over the top, like a LSD trip in some of these, scenes and what the world looks like. So you can't make heads or tails of it. And then all of a sudden they've got these massive big cities, and Kang is basically like the emperor. He's taking over the microverse, and he's got everyone is taking everything over, and he's got these big huge buildings. It's like how does this all work?
How the fuck did that
how is she supposed
happen?
to fight for 30? Yeah, and how is she's allowed? How she could evade him if he was so powerful? So basically, he gets his suit back, and he's got his armor, and he's got some of his powers back, and some of his tech back. And it's like, how is she able to fight him for 30 years and not get caught?
Because Bill Murray was helping her. Also, did anybody see it in 3D?
No, I didn't see the 3D.
I didn't either. I wonder if it's less noticeable when they use volume. If you look at it, if you watch it, is it?
Oh,
I don't know if it was filmed in 3D either. That makes a big difference.
Anytime, and I didn't see this particular film, Matt. I'll just say, with volume, it is worse because you can literally see the line where the background begins and like where the set.
I'll be honest with you. I just was not paying attention enough to fucking notice that shit.
Same here,
Seriously. All right.
You brought up the meme. You brought up the meme though of you and I that I put together earlier. You can actually see just how bad the background is in that one still frame. It is that noticeable. So for those of you in the chat, if you want to go back and look at that, that's it.
We can pull that up.
Listen, culture. Comix does have a producer that might pull up some of those things.
Oh, that's right.
Let me get some chats and super chats out of the way. So Terminus says Reuben can star in a porn parody of this movie as Wang the Conqueror.
Yeah, Wang the Conqueror.
Eric K for $5. Next at the Dix Division store, get your toxic man flu colonoscopy bag and catheter kit. Now watch long movies the toxic man flew away.
That's right. Don't worry about your bodily functions. Just leave them. They have a recycling bin right there.
Leave them
Right?
leave them on the floor.
So you just leave it there in the recycling. They'll take care of it.
Billy Badass for $5. You know, MODOK was the JLA first villain in the Justice League versus Avengers comic. Damn shame how lame they have to make him look for this movie. Yeah,
I think we all knew that.
They made him massively lame in the movie,
and they wasted him. This is a long-term villain, and you wasted him.
Terrible.
Well, that's what I was saying. Maybe because of the design and the way that they did it, it wouldn't have worked if he was a very menacing villain and presence, because he is so off-peeling. You know, it's so goofy looking. No, I mean he is. You saw him in the movie.
Mr. Mixius Pinnacle would like to have a word with you, and he's a great Superman villain.
Wait, what does that have to do with the way MODOK looks?
Because he's a midget like MODOK, and Gilbert Gottfried's voice.
Oh God, yeah, he was great,
legendary.
I'm not talking about how he could look. I'm talking about the way he looks in this movie.
They both look ridiculous, and they're both midgets.
They do. Yeah. Toxic Man Flu for $2. Jennifer Lawrence was the first Kang.
True.
And
So-
RN
and the
Briggs
Wasp.
decided to swing by, dropping 10
Hey!
Canadian.
Number
What's
one.
up, Miss
Love you.
Briggs? How are you?
Hi, dear.
Look at all these handsome fellas: Comix, CC, Nick, TMF, Clobby, and Mark. XOXO. No superhero talk for me, but sending my love and support. Have a great show, gentlemen. It's nice to see you.
Thank you, Raquel.
Love you, number one.
That must have been
Number one.
sent before I actually came in here.
Oh, she just sent it.
So
No.
So
It was within the first 3 minutes of the show.
on the MODOK thing, so did they do it as bad as Mandarin Trevor Slattery, where, I mean, you should have had a real villain and they just made it a joke? Or, I mean, how did it compare
Kang
to
was
that one?
Kang was the real
Kang
villain.
was the villain.
Yeah.
Right, but you know, the
Wasn't as
Mandarin
bad
got
as that.
wasted. The Mandarin got wasted in Iron Man,
Yeah.
And
and
Shang-Chi.
Right.
so is it to the same level that they wasted
think-
MODOK or not?
Close, because he is, you know, he should have been handled better than just a silly joke.
Yep.
He's a character. that
You got
should-
the
you know,
Captain.
Yeah.
He got the Captain Phasma treatment, basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah, seriously.
Lame.
So I know these don't pop up, so I can't star them, but I want to get the one from Diesel. So he's been a member for a month.
Hey,
How's it going, Diesel?
Diesel.
I just want to say that you guys are my favorite people on the internet. This is one hell of a group of awesome dudes with a big thumbs up. Well, thank you, sir.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the Han
let's
Solo and be
see.
like, I know.
Diesel.
Yep, I know. Okay. Another Jen. Hey, my dad is hooked up to a bag via tube through his belly into his bladder. It's very convenient, I can imagine. He could pee and brush his teeth at the same time.
There you go.
You know, the girlfriend always not yells at me, but she gets onto me because I'll be there peeing, but I have like a cookie or a kind bar in my hand, and I'm also on my phone on the Twitter.
Are you
just
sitting?
flying everywhere?
No, I'm just standing there. Yeah.
Your average Patriot nerd also became a member at the I'll buy that for $1 level. Thank you.
All
sir.
right.
And Kate J says, "Hail, has anyone seen the trailer for the Nefarious horror movie with
I
Patrick
did.
Michael Flannery?
Nefarious.
Nefarious.
Yeah.
Nefarious. Okay. Looks really epic. No, I haven't seen it.
It
I
does.
was there.
It actually looks really messed up. Like I'm glad she mentioned that, because I got to show it to my girlfriend, because that looks right up her alley to see. Is that Nefarious movie? It looks intense.
Wait,
I
I tried to Google it. It brought up a 2D action platformer. I may have to go. I have to start using Bing.
well, not the chat version of Bing, because apparently that wants to kill you now.
Yeah, the Chat GPT version. Yeah.
Chat GPT, yeah.
You just got to neg it, you know.
So
Until they're ready to-
wait. So this is yeah, it's pretty funny. Some coworkers were talking about Bing, and what's up with Bing and this AI
They
kind
added
of thing?
Chat GPT. They bought Chat GPT and brought it into the search engine to try to compete with Google. So, but
Comments,
Chat
have you
GPT
not
was
seen-
Well, I
funded
knew
by
that. I thought
Microsoft.
Chat GPT was actually developed, or at least OpenAI was developed by Microsoft. I didn't realize they
It
bought
was.
it.
Oh, I
They
thought
heavy investment. Heavy investment.
Yeah.
Investment. Okay.
They invested
I
in the
know
group
that-
that created it.
Google has their own called Bard.
Mm-hmm.
which is good. It's supposed to be their competitor. So it's going to be the wokest of.
Why don't we go ask ChatGPT what they thought of Quantumania? See what it says.
Wait, Alex, have you really not
that.
seen? Yeah, have you really not seen some of the conversations that people have been having with
crazy
bananas?
Oh, the Bing
Hey,
search
did you like
engine.
like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania? Yeah.
Speaking of, and I know Matt brought out something else. I feel like it was very relevant because Matt was like, I just feel like it was just like a movie, and I think it brings it to a point that I brought before he was involved. Like it felt like it was put out just to say, hey, here's product. Like if it feels like
here.
it's there. Like it exists, we're still we still have things.
Hello, this is product.
The next current thing. Like I'm just like, wow, like that's such a weird thing because like at least if you have a bad movie but it has a reason for existing, that's like slightly better because there's a point to it. But this feels like you could just take it out of the equation and it would have not hurt it nor helped it in any way, and I feel like that's even worse.
It's very cookie cutter, very rote, and like everyone was saying, there was really a lot of convenient things that they found, to get to point A to B to C. It was no big surprises. I mean, it wasn't as bad as Eternals or Wakanda, but it was just
that's
a very
not a high standard.
But it's just a very generic movie, I would say. Like
they conveniently split the group up, in a way that would create the most peril. And then you get the alignment of the daughter, right, Mark? I mean, I'm not mistaken. You get the alignment of the daughter with the freedom fighters. I mean, it's
because dad is just coasting. He just wrote his book, and as he said, joke is he saved the world, he saved the universe, and the daughter's like, well, what are you doing now? Why, it's like, do I get a few months off maybe, or what have you done for me lately? So she's kind of jibing.
Cunt. I like that idea of him resting on his laurels. I think there's a lot that you could work with that type of story about. He's done the unimaginable. He helped. Save the everything existence. And I mean, where do you get your next high from? Almost, you know what I mean? You got to keep upping it.
That's been a problem the whole time.
Well, that's the problem with Marvel. Is it always has to be grander. They keep trying to outdo themselves, and the audiences now, instead of expecting a slow trickle, a build up, something epic, back down to the neutral level, a slow build up, something a minute epic, and then instead of doing that, instead of having a natural rise and fall, it's all been rise. They've tried to continue to go rise. Eventually, you run out of things, which is why nothing has any stakes anymore. This film, once again, zero stakes.
I actually meant him as a
dude, 100% zero stakes.
Nothing
I agree.
Yeah, nothing happened that did anything. It didn't even really introduce Phase 5. You used the very smallest character to introduce Phase Dive to the world, and not one flipping thing in this film mattered.
Dude, no. I like you put that Phase Dive. So Nick is asking, I know you asked this in the chat, but I'll answer it anyway. Is Scott Lang dead? No, he's not.
No, he's not. Okay.
Did they explain why Michael Pena is not involved?
Yeah, that kind of sucked.
They didn't.
Was there any explanation as to why they're not there?
Well, yeah, it's easy. I mean, the majority of the movie takes place in the quantum realm, so there's no reason for him to be in it.
Well, they don't let Mexicans.
So there was nothing like in real world beforehand where they were like,
Yeah,
I don't talk with these guys anymore or anything like that.
Not that I'm aware of, but
There's
I mean,
no mention of XCon at all.
They're on Earth for like 5 minutes, basically.
Yeah, I mean, legit. It's like the first 5 minutes of the movie, and then off to the quantum realm.
Like most countries that aren't the U.S., quantum realm has some really strict immigration laws. And
that's true.
Yeah, he just never would have made it in.
No green card.
Hey, try and cross the border to Wakanda. Just try it.
Yeah. I mean, if you do it by water, it's easy.
Find it.
Well, yeah, true. Apparently.
Right. Exactly. Mad just pointed it out. If you can find an underground aquifer or something, you're gold. You can get into.
You can just make one out of whole cloth if you're doing a sequel.
Water.
So Sassy Southern Bell on the Rumble side for $2 says the Matrix was the pinnacle of CG movies. I still believe I'm in that world every time I watch that movie. Well, and the other thing too is like the majority of the first movie was still shot practical. I mean, it still had some CG, actually had quite a bit. But the majority of what you saw was actually practical. Like the whole thing with a bullet cam or bullet time,
Right.
was all they were using 35 millimeter stills.
Camera work.
Yeah, it was just they were all mounted on high tripod.
That was
And half of the rooftops were from the movie Dark City.
Yeah.
They actually took the set of Dark City and turned it into the Matrix.
That reminds me, Mark. Remember when we were covering a few weeks ago on Toxic Tuesday with Waterworld, and we covered a lot of it based on the absolute production of making that movie, and how that was one of the last movies that really emphasized on practical effects and how much of a pain in the ass that movie had to make, because one of their sets got knocked down by actual water, had to rebuild, and the fact that they had to spend a lot of their movie surviving out in the water. Like, these people have no idea how easy they have it being in front of a green screen the entire day in a studio, whereas these other actors who were making this movie in the mid-90s were out there, I don't want to say killing themselves, but they basically definitely put their bodies through a lot to literally to
Did
make
they use tanks
that
at all?
movie.
Did they use tanks very often?
Not until the last 20 days of the schedule, because the movie was supposed to take 90 days to make. It was supposed to be filmed in 90 days. It ended up taking 150 days.
And they used all the steel in Hawaii building the sets. All of the steel in Hawaii.
Can't do that now.
That was an amazing set. And that Universal show was fantastic too in California.
Deep Blue Sea. Remember in Deep Blue Sea when the thing breaks and all the water's rushing and they all have to run? All of that was real. That wasn't supposed to happen. They were running for their lives. Could you imagine?
That wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah.
No, not at all. They almost killed these guys for this shitty movie.
That's not
Isla
shitty
Fisher
movie,
almost
dude.
died.
I love that.
Jackson gets bit by that
Shots
shark.
fired.
That is the funniest
Bro,
shit.
it's one of the
ever.
greatest scenes of all time.
That was funny.
We got to band together.
But listen, who's going to tell Thomas Jane's grandma that he died filming this fucking movie about super smart sharks?
We never would have gotten the HBO series Hung if he'd have died on that.
That's
one.
right.
Yep.
That's right.
Never would have happened.
Well, you might not have gotten Arrow.
Or
that movie taught me that the
Punisher
perfect
movie.
omelet is made with 2 eggs, not 3. That's that was LL Cool J's line.
I think
I really liked Thomas Jane as the Punisher, by the way.
I did too.
I did too.
I
It was
remember
good.
when that came out on DVD. Not only did I literally walk to the grocery store in my area to buy it, but it was cool because I remember it came with a comic book at the time. So I was so jazzed that not only was it the movie, but it came with a comic book.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, Punisher, DVD, comic
Deeper,
book too.
bluer. My head is like a shark fin.
Yeah, but here's the weird thing. Even cheap ass rom-coms, right? They still use practical effects, right? They don't use any green screen.
What? Yeah, but that makes sense because they're not having dinner in the quantum realm. They're having dinner at P.F. Chang's. I mean,
But you can build a set. I'm gonna throw things at Matt. Is that okay?
I'm just saying. Dude.
They found love, drinks, and dysentery at P.F. Chang's. Culture Casino in 2
You know,
To Wong Fu, and thanks
to
for all
Wong
the
Fu.
fish.
I ordered the wrong goo. Yeah.
Oh no!
what would you guys rate this movie as? I mean,
like in words or
no, just like if you had to give it a score, like 1 to 10.
Well, I can give you mine. I give it the finger because I'm not going to see this shit. All right, who's next?
Second,
ready?
A 5.
Corey, that's 2 fingers.
I
give it a B
5.
minus. I give it a B minus.
So
God damn it,
you're gonna
Mark. He said
finger
1
the
through
movie
10.
Talks.
Oh,
1 through 10.
1 through 10. No, maybe like a 6.
All right, we'll start this
Or
top.
7.
We'll start with clobbering.
I'd probably go about a 4. If you can't keep me that interested, you don't get anywhere above
Basically, would I
5.
give it to 4?
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep me interested. If you get to a 6, that means I had something going on with me. But yeah, 4. No, it's just
My whole thing. Okay, when it comes to me, I'm not gonna say. For me, okay, 5 is like dead average. Okay, it was I was entertained. It wasn't the best movie. It wasn't the worst. I would say this would probably be about a 4, maybe a 3.5.
So if 5 is a dead average, you're saying that the movie Rust is already a 5.
All right, I made a murder joke. All right, Yes,
it
you
didn't
did.
work.
You got the dead part in.
I've already ranked it on my 31, and I put it at 20. That's how many bad movies there are worse than that.
Wow, and you gave it a 4,
MCU.
and there's 11 more under it.
My
That's
scale on
bad.
that. My scale on that thing is 5. 5 is 5+ is like a masterpiece, and it's got a 1.5 because I got some 0 minus movies in that bitch.
Now, Clobberin, here's the real test for you. Would you watch this movie or the original Star Trek series episode Spock's Brain? Which one?
I watched Spock's Brain 50 times before.
Oh, this movie. Then this movie's a piece of shit. That's the
I mean,
end of it.
at least you can laugh at Spock's Brain. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, there's nothing funny in this one.
Brain. What is Brain?
Did you see it?
Corey gave it the finger.
Okay, all right.
We gave another finger.
I swore off all Disney Marvel
Yeah.
after Endgame came out. Period.
All right.
Yep.
That was the
Mark
end
B
of
with
it.
a
I
C.
didn't see it. I just watched
I
a
get-
whole bunch of YouTubers talk about it, and then we talked about it.
I'd give it a 6. I mean, it wasn't as offensive as I thought. It was just kind of a blah, harmless CGI fest. And a couple of good scenes, and I thought there were some good scenes. Cassie had a couple of good moments, but it wasn't anything like, oh God, you got to tell my kids like, oh, make sure you go see this, this weekend.
not
You
missing
can't miss
out.
it. It's awesome. It's just wait for it. If you want to watch it, wait till it's streaming. If you want, trying to watch Wakanda, I just couldn't watch it. Eternals is just so bad. So I guess I'm,
Let this guy
comparing
on.
it to those.
I mean, Mark, your toxic positivity is really bringing down the whole shit on this movie vibe. It's a 6.
he's
It's
not
okay.
wrong, though.
I'd rather go through a tornado or a root canal,
I
but
am
it's
with them on this
okay.
one, though.
It's not an overly offensive movie.
No.
It's just like
No.
it's a man.
It just
Some of the
is
comics,
there.
like when Mark
the
bounce off
director.
something Mark. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Clobby.
I was just gonna say the bounce off something Mark was saying. He made a point. He said there were a couple good scenes. When a movie, for me, in my case, I can't name you. If you go, was there anything you liked? If you ever hard pressed, I can't think of anything that impressed me or that maybe that I liked or that gave me. I mean, that I had any, because there's some movies that I don't like at all. I go, yeah, but this bit, if you name a bit, I go, yeah, that was pretty good. Maybe this here and there, scene here and there. Can't name me anything that was remarkable about this movie.
Yeah.
Look,
That's why it's below 5.
all I know is I was just happy the director didn't come into the theater and shit on my chest. Okay. This thing,
I mean, does that
Is this
normally
a common
happen when you go
occurrence
to
for
these
you,
He
movies?
was busy.
Do you pay extra for that? What kind of seats do you get? in that?
like I said, the best feature of this film was it was in focus. The lighting was okay. I felt like there were 2 moments that you could have got mirth from, and this was a 3.5 at best.
Wow.
So
3.5.
slightly better than a Cleveland.
3.5
Steamer
out
is
of
what you're
10?
saying.
3.5 out of 10.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's where I put it too.
Yeah.
I know. I think the Marvels is gonna save everything.
Agreed.
Not
I
going to that
can't
one.
wait, man. So much
Is-
content's coming out of
When it
that
comes
shit.
to making money on YouTube, maybe.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm seriously at that
It
point.
got booted.
I'm at the point to where I am rooting for them to be bad. This was a 5. It was nowhere near bad enough for me to even bother trying to make content out of it. We need more She-Hulk, less Endgame at this point. Is what I'm saying. Less Infinity War. You know what I mean?
You got a
That
new
is so
avatar
true.
out of it, Mad.
Yeah, whatever.
So doesn't
did.
that give it a few more
It looks
points?
great.
Yeah. So yeah, I give it a 5.
Yeah.
The popcorn was good. There you go.
It was a movie. I think that is the
Yeah,
best
like,
description of it.
Yeah.
It was
It's a movie.
Yeah.
It
I
occupied,
thought
it
culture.
occupied time.
I have a question
thought
for
culture
Culture
when he's-
Casino.
Oh yeah,
real
go ahead.
quick. Is the chest shitting a new Stubbs bonus at AMC?
Yeah, I was going to ask that
or-
same question.
Look, if you don't,
or is that a Regal? Is that a Regal premium?
Real
no.
cinema. Do I need to go to the? Is that like at the
Right.
4K theater? I mean, where do I go?
no, if you don't buy the new AMC upgraded premium seating, they will come in and shit on your chest. So
Oh, I get it.
Wow.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, so it's a
Yeah, they're gonna charge you for anything that's in the middle of the theater. So I usually do the.
I love how Southern Bell changed her name to Southern Taco Bell.
Yeah.
That's like the Pale threw away their money on a bonfire, a Borefest. Sorry, I was thinking bonfire. That would have been better. Glad you went to the matinee. Well, the matinee still costs $12.
Yeah,
Dude,
mine
I know.
was
It's like
And don't lump us all in on that.
$16. You did not get your $16 worth in this film.
No, I want to
mine
know
was
is what
20
Crystal
I
Ball.
didn't get my $12 either.
I mean, kind
What
of.
crystal ball is
I got to
Southern
come on
Belle?
here, so
That's
yeah,
true.
$16.
Uh,
Yeah, I went to the Dolby Digital. It's $21 now.
Dolby
It's just and I do the stubs at least. So as you get your movie bucks back. But I mean, you're gonna end up staying home if you got a decent theater for unless it's a good movie. I mean, you're paying so much. I mean, imagine taking a family of 4 or 5 out buying popcorn. It's gonna be $200 by the time you're done. Where I live up near New York City.
Yeah.
And then if it's a crappy movie, you're really pissed. I mean, then if you had to pay for a babysitter.
Well, and then Mark, especially if you got tricked into buying those like stupid, crazy, expensive Quantumania popcorn buckets, right?
I didn't buy that.
I'll take one of those.
and a drink, and I was good to go.
That was the coolest thing. That was cooler than the movie. That popcorn.
Wait a minute.
I just saw a photo of it, and my
It's
offer
pretty cool.
still stands. If anyone in the chat is going to see it and they get that, I will straight up cover the shipping and a courtesy fee if you score me one of those. I would take one of those sons.
I didn't even see them available, and I went to the good theater. I went to
I
to
saw
the
it's
nice
only
one.
AMC apparently.
AMC, yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, mine was Santikos or whatever it's called.
It has LED lights. The lights eyes flash on.
Did you all get the chest shitting option, or was that just at
No,
Cultures?
that's just culture.
Just
You get,
Cultures?
free chest shit refills.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
and
I
I'm starting
honestly
to think
thought
that's not the
Culture.
director.
Hold on.
I think that's just some
Culture
homeless
mistake
guy.
that
just-
One time, guys. One
shit.
time.
Yeah, Mad's right. It was just some homeless guy.
Yeah, I don't think that's really the director culture. I think it's just a homeless guy coming in your movie theater waiting to shit on your chest.
Yeah.
You let him get away with it
I
once.
think maybe Culture slipped him $5
Yeah.
to come in the theater.
Oh, he
Culture
paid
was
extra for
immediately
that
like-
shit. Yeah.
Oh.
So I do have a question for Culture. I thought that you were going to say, after the chest shitting comment, you were going to go full Rotten Tomatoes and say this movie was crap. They shit on your chest. 9 out of 10. I really thought that's where you were going to go.
That's basically how a lot of these.
You seen some of these things?
Have you
Oh,
read
man.
those reviews? No,
Those
man.
reviews. But the
Oh.
audience score, I think I'll go to Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, it was like 48% splat or whatever.
Yeah, I
Not
saw that.
We listen to those people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
well,
thought the,
because normally they're
audience
the ones
score
that are
was much
singing his
better.
praises, saying it's it's a triumph, and
Wow, again?
It's
No,
why
no,
I
that
was
normally-
looking
normally
forward
that's
to
what
it.
they say.
I was looking forward to it more than normally because I saw it at 50. I'm like, oh, it may be good because if I see anything 40 or below from Rotten Tomatoes, I'm like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
checking this shit out because it could be
Right.
good, if they just
Yeah.
hate it because it is it. But it definitely dropped. The first one came in on 84. The second was 87.
Whoa, hang on, guys, hang on. Oh, okay, that's the original Ant-Man. I was like, what the fuck? This is like, no fucking way. 83, 85. No, okay. Apparently that's the original Ant-Man. Let me
Yeah.
Way
It
better.
was
You're
below
in the
50.
wrong movie.
It was below 50 when I checked a little while ago.
And for the critics to be that low, that's interesting too, because usually they're more chill,
Yeah.
Because
that's
get
because
much.
Disney's checks are bouncing because they're not making any money.
And I was a complete asshole today because I created a Rotten Tomatoes account with Culture Casino, right? So I'm going to start reviewing movies on it.
This says
And-
84.
And
Yes.
what I started doing is anybody who didn't see the movie, oh, I can't wait to see this movie, and gave it 5 fucking stars or whatnot.
So
fucking mark
the
them as spam.
current score is the critics give it 48%.
Wow.
Audiences are 84.
But wait.
Wow.
Drill down on the credits or on the critics and go to the top critics because it's lower.
It's still
Well,
newer. It's still
I'm
newer.
going to share this so you guys can. That's the wrong thing.
Oh, hi.
It's still early
Ah.
yet though, because it's still
Those are our
early.
files.
That's not me.
Those were our
Yeah.
files.
Yeah, I was like,
Everybody's gonna know what we're doing now.
Welcome backstage.
yeah, I was like, what the fuck is that? There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Drill down.
yeah, I'm going to Culture. Calm your tits. Calm your tits.
Cover
37.
your tits.
Well,
His shitty
His
tits.
tits are covered in shit. Covered in shit. Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
if you go
bullshit.
verified only, it is 84. But if you go all audiences, at 80.
So that means that's gonna drop because if it's at 80, I guarantee you it's gonna probably end up somewhere between probably 70 and 80.
I was
And
thinking
that-
75.
Yeah, and it may even be 75. But I think it's going to be between 70 and 80 because I remember when opening night, I remember keeping track of the Eternals audience one. It was in the 90s. But then that one dropped down quite a bit over time. So I think, and I think it ended up being ultimately in the 70s, I think, Eternals, like 78, 79.
Oh, no. Oh, you mean on the audience side? On
That's
the critics?
It's not the Eternals, it's the
Critics.
Eternals.
Yeah, just type in Eternals.
Eternals.
You think this movie will make its money back like Avatar?
So 77. So, okay, so it dropped down.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty on par. 47 is where it's probably going to end
so
up, guys.
around 13.
Who the hell liked that
14%.
movie?
Horrible.
13, 14%.
Yeah, it was awful.
It dropped from the opening night because I remember it was in the 90s. I remember that because people.
How many
were so
views are those total?
Guys,
So
remember,
that's
the
the
reason
verified
why
ones,
the
right?
audience score is 77% is because this movie saved lives.
That is true.
My question is, what are the top critics on this disaster? I'm just curious because
It took me 4.
Wow.
Nice.
It took 4 times of trying to watch this movie to actually finish it. I had to do it in
Oh, look
like
at that.
25-minute
See?
implements.
It drops even more with all audience. So
Yeah.
see that verified audience stuff. Like this is the weird part. It's hard to tell between verified and all audience because you'll see these people.
But it's
will say
still
the new
just a
thing is the
3.8
best
out of
thing
5.
every single time. So it's just like, and yet those are people who are considered legitimate or real.
No, they're verified, Nick. They're verified because they bought their effing ticket and doxed themselves to Fandango. They bought their ticket through Fandango.
Yeah.
So they know
Who
when
the
you're
hell would do
reviewing,
that?
okay.
Nobody.
And on a 5-star rating system, anything below 4 is really bad.
I mean,
because you have what 25,000 people on this out of the 26,000 that saw it.
I would say if it's a 1 out of 5 rating, 3 would be dead average, 4 would be above average, and 5 would be outstanding. Where 2 is below average and 1 is awful.
Yeah.
Wait, is that 1 out of 1 to 5?
1 out of 5.
Okay.
1 to 5, yeah.
1 out of 5 in something like this, in an internet thing, if you're not hitting 4 or above, it's not good.
Yeah.
Because anyone that goes in and puts a 3 in this, so what it means at a 3.8, that means you have more people doing 1 or 2 than you have people doing 4 or 5. That's what that means. Because it goes off of that kind of thing from there. You're not going to have, it's more of a bell curve. You're not going to have a straight 3 being your median for that kind of stuff, because nobody goes in and really does a 3.
So does anyone know anyone who liked Eternals? Just asking.
Comix Division did. He's watched it like 12 times.
Fucking
RMB
movie talk. Screw you.
RMB
buddy.
is the only one I know.
Dude, that movie was fucking torture to watch.
RMB. Yeah, you're right.
RMB, he liked it. He didn't love it. I remember because I watched his.
He spent 2 years saying it was going to be great. So.
Who the
He
hell
did.
is R&B?
Robert
Myers Burnett.
Now, what was interesting with his review, because I remember when he was doing his review for it, I remember he said like he watched Gary's review, and this is the part I probably would have to ask him because I didn't understand his review because he said for all the things he praised, he said he didn't actually disagree with anything Gary said about the movie as far as his criticism.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, I'm trying to make that, I guess you could say, make sense.
Some people can look past things, right? Like,
yeah, maybe that could be what it
An
is.
example of this is like the original Suicide Squad. That hands down is a shitty movie, but I actually enjoyed watching it.
I enjoyed
Suicide Squad?
I enjoyed the James Gunn.
The first Suicide Squad movie.
Dude, I hated
the air one.
Dude, the hula dancer.
That was awful. But there's stuff in the movie that I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
despite the fact that the movie was completely done wrong. It's bad for not like this kind of bad. It's bad in the sense that you had a shit plot. Yeah, there was the hula thing, but like the banter at the bar, you actually had a cast that had a really good chemistry.
Yeah.
But a shitty
like
story.
They had potential for a good chemistry. It was
but
well
the first,
casted.
the first and second act were good. The third act, I am completely checked out of that movie.
Yeah. I mean, that's where it gets shit, right? Because it's another big blue beam to the sky, which is a trope that's been used a lot. Go ahead, Coulter.
Did you guys see the theatrical cut or the extended director's cut?
I've seen both.
There's, as far as I know, there is not an extended cut. That has been
The Ayer
released.
cut is still not released.
The extended cut is incredibly good compared to the original film.
Is there still a big blue beam shooting?
Yes.
Yeah.
You will never sell me on Jared Leto Joker.
No.
Well, okay. He hands down, he is the worst part of the movie, or one of the worst parts in the movie. But Margot Robbie was great as Harley Quinn. Will Smith was great as Deadshot.
Yeah.
They had good chemistry. Dude, El Diablo was fucking great.
Boomerang.
I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, even Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang was really good.
I like Jack Courtney a lot more than most people. I think.
I actually enjoyed the Joker. Again, I think this is in the extended cut. The Joker coming to rescue them in the helicopter.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that was. I know that they released that, but
oh yeah, I did see that.
I didn't see it in the movie, but I saw like
you should see
clips of it.
You should see it because I think you will. I think it'll change your mind, turn you a little more positive.
Well, like I said, I have like good things to say about the movie, despite the fact that I know it's a bad movie. Where this is a mediocre movie, and I have like nothing good to say about it.
Yeah. See, I felt like the Suicide Squad was more tonally close to the original Batman '89 than anything we'd had in a while, and I kind of like that.
My understanding, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, is that for the most part, a lot of it is that it was going to be a much darker movie, and then Guardians came out, and they're like, "Oh, we got to change this because of the reaction that we're getting from BVS," and so they made it more kind of like the Guardians in a kind of way.
It was that combined with the trailer. The trailer, whoever made, I forgot who made the trailer or whatever, with the Queen song, and it was such a big hit on YouTube and everything. They brought in the people that edited the trailer to do another edit of the movie. Because of how popular the trailer was, and it's a fantastic trailer.
Oh no, it was a fantastic, absolutely, hands down, it's a great trailer. And that's the whole point of a trailer, right? Is to make you want to go see the movie.
There's a channel on YouTube called Carpenter Sound. They actually work in Hollywood now doing these edits, but he did a Suicide Squad Queen trailer for Game of Thrones, and it is fantastic. It is so much fun.
That was the second trailer, Matt. The first trailer was a super doom and gloom Zack Snyder, drunk on Zack Snyder's trailer. And it was. It was, and then the second trailer happened, which was the Queen one, which I will say too, I'll admit it, I thought it was a very engaging trailer. It actually made me hyped for the movie. I'll say it. And that's saying a lot because believe me when I say BVS, like Batman featuring Superman, was one of the biggest piles of shit on the planet. So I was just like, wow, you actually make me excited to see a movie. And I was gonna see it, but then I had Hula Hula spoiled for me. I'm like, oh, fuck off.
Mad.
I called it. She's Cleopatra-ing. She's all like.
When it's Vogue, guys, get it right.
Vogue.
She's striking a pose. Look, Matt, I challenge you to make an original Suicide Squad trailer with Sabotage as the background.
Oh, it works in anything, bro.
I know.
Yeah, it worked in Passions of the Christ, kind of in Lincoln. I actually was using it the other night in something because this kind of enjoy doing this. Brahma would tell you don't want to be in a DM group with me because I will spend way too much time and I will send these videos that I'd never release. I did one of Empire.
Crazy. Go on.
What was that last? Oh, Troy. I sent one of Troy. Yeah, but
you did Troy. Yeah. And if you don't respond and tell him how great it is, he gets super pissed and starts yelling at you in the DMs.
Yeah, no
Sorry,
joke.
We get some super chats when you get Terminus S for $5. Comix Division prepper tip number 2. You might want to sleep with one eye open if a new MCU movie bores you. Kevin Feige might give you a Cleveland stare. No, Yolanda wants to see Cocaine Bear.
Worst yet, it could be Victoria Alonso that gives you the dumper on the chest. I'm just
No, Mikey Gussler in the chat for $5. Hashtag release the haircut.
There you go, Mikey. There's my man.
I would like to I'd like to see the haircut. Just
Me too.
see what kind of difference it would have
It would have
been.
been dark as F, dude. And plus more Joker.
Hair is actually a really fucking good director.
Yeah.
He's a good director. I just don't know if I question that vision. I'm sure it's better, but I don't know if it'll be that much better. I think everyone just wants it to be good so they can keep the Snyderverse going.
This movie fucking sucked.
He's right. Dude, Paulie, I was the only one in this group keeping it real. Mark just gave him the softball treatment. He tossed one up there for them to yammer out of the yard.
Mark said 9.9 out of 10. That's what Mark said. That's what I
The
heard.
Russian judge comes in and like 2.
Now that we're done
Toxic
talking
positivity, Mark.
Now that we're done talking about
movie.
Antifa Man and the Wasp.
I don't know. I want to explore culture getting pooped on more. This is.
I want to talk about Picard.
Oh God!
Oh, this is gonna be good. Go
Comics,
on.
I'll be right back.
I'll
I'm gonna
listen.
go get something to drink.
I'm gonna drink alcohol. And listen to this. I'm excited.
I thought it was good.
Gives zero fucks about Picard.
Well,
Yep,
real
I'm
quick
out.
before
Star
we-
Trek.
yeah, me too. But real quick, I wanted to say David Ayer and Antoine Fuqua, they are an amazing duo. Some of my favorite movies: End of Watch, Sabotage, Fury. I mean, they've done so many. Street Kings. Man, I like David Ayer as a director. I thought he did great with End of Watch and Fury for sure. Those two are my favorite movies. But that's it. I like him a lot. That's all.
Okay. I know Brahma, you said that you liked it.
I liked the first episode, and from watching Drinkers Open Bar, I think the season might be good. I did not watch the second season at all. I hated the first season. I basically slept through most of the first season. That show could not keep my eyes open.
I hated episode 1 of season 1. I mean, the entire season I fucking hated. I'm going to preface this, and I already know Clobby's and Mark's response because we briefly talked about this. What I said, my initial reaction to this is that it's an improvement over what we've been getting. It's not great. I did, for the most part, enjoy it. It's still Kurtzman Trek, though. I mean, it's still fucking dark, like lighting wise. Okay. Captain Picard is still low T. I don't know what the fuck is up with him, but I mean, he's just like,
he's 80 something years old, and I mean, he has no ability to do it.
Yeah, but you think for a robot he'd be in better shape? Come on, his voice is going. They fix his voice.
Yeah. Jonathan,
did he
Franks,
apologize?
Dude.
Did he apologize?
No,
he
didn't. He didn't.
What?
Jonathan Franks fucking kills it though. He's still Riker, and he's like the best thing so far. Good. Yeah, I mean, he might as well be the fucking star of the show.
Well, he is. I mean, that would have been a good choice, like to continue on with Star Trek with Frakes, no doubt. But real quick, guess who's running away from Kurtzman as quickly as possible and just signed a first look deal with Warner Brothers?
Who?
Akiva Goldsman.
He's still shit.
It doesn't matter. He realized I have to run a fucking far away from this guy. So
and again, back to the whole thing is like, I did not like the first episode of season 1. I didn't like any of the episodes of season 1. I found this episode to be tolerable. There are things that felt more like Trek. I know that Claudia
more nostalgic
disagree with me. Yeah, there's definitely more nostalgia, and there's definitely kind of more kind of like, I would say, Trek tropes that are in there. So it's like, kind of certain aspects, it feels like Trek. There's definitely issues with it. Raffi's still in there. She's awful. 7 of 9 is in it. She's less angry 7 of 9, and somehow she is a second in command of the Titan, which is like, if she just joins Starfleet, I don't know how that would happen, but okay.
I would say, we were talking about CGI earlier. The shot of the Titan coming out of Space Dock,
fucking looks
was
amazing.
Freaking horrible. I thought it looked like pure CGI.
Well, I mean, when it was like they have it
so
like
smooth.
sitting. Okay. I see.
I love the one where it's out of the space dock, not when it's going through it.
The ship looks amazing, though. I think.
The ship design is awesome. The CGI on it just looked bad to me.
Well, what's happened with the ships in Discovery, and I've suffered through every episode of Discovery, and it's how low Star Trek has fallen. Is when a potential first officer says, "I was out of my comfort zone this morning. I tried macaroni and cheese." I shit you not, that's a line in Star Trek Discovery. So, as a longtime Star Trek fan, what they've done to Star Trek is an abomination. The first and second seasons of Picard are some of the worst crap I've ever seen. That makes zero sense. I mean, why did the robots? I mean, I don't want to spend much time on it, but why did the robots even leave the planet? Picard makes no sense. It's all his own passion play. He wanted to self-insert himself into Star Trek. The second season is just, he's pulls in the parental abuse. It's like, it's attacking his father. It's just horrible. It's dark. It's depressing. There's nothing hopeful about it. And there's a new episode. They've got this underworld that's drug dealing, and it's not Star Trek. I mean, it doesn't, if they're showing like another universe, maybe, or saying this is a different universe.
That was one thing that some of the stuff that they're showing, specifically with the Raffi stuff where she's on another planet, a lot of that stuff felt more to me like Mass Effect than anything else.
Yeah.
Because again, things being too dark. One of the things that, as much you could say could be campy about Star Trek, is that everything's bright and clean and looks nice. But that's the kind of utopian optimism of the universe. And even when you get into DS9, where things aren't as perfect as in previous Trek shows, it's not the extreme that we've been getting with current Kurtzman Trek. Like I said, for me, it's an improvement. Still very skeptical on whether this is going to be good or not. I mean, does it make up for the shit we've been getting? No, not in the least.
But if they do start listening to the fans,
that's the key
it's
thing.
not a bad thing to react to it and say, okay, thank you for actually listening to us and trying to reverse course. I mean, Kurtzman's pretty much out of this show. I mean,
he is.
I don't think he's involved in any way. The other writer is not involved in this show. They couldn't find somebody to do it, and they got a DS9 Voyager writer who actually likes Star Trek. He came in and said, I'll do it.
Dallas worked on the second season of Picard too.
Brahma, you have a great point there, because even though I've never watched Trek at all, I have been obviously following this because obviously I'm a big R&B fan. I'm aware of what Dave Cohen said about the show, and obviously being friends with Klobby, Mark, and of course the great Raquel, watching Saturday Night Trek. Obviously, I'm around a lot of people who talk Trek, know Trek, breathe it, love it. So I get to hear a lot about it just from that outsider perspective. And it's nice to see someone like Terry Matalas actually, want to hear what someone like the Critical Drinker has to say, because he is aware of him and he does actually pay attention to what him and like Gary Nerdrotic say. So it's good to know he's actually seeing what these guys are saying and taking that. Now, that doesn't mean that he's going to succeed or turn the ship around.
He still has to deal with the fallout of Kurtzman's garbage.
He does.
Yeah.
But I do give credit in the fact that he's actually saying, okay, hey, I actually see some issues here, and he's actually listening to what people are saying.
It's a step in the right direction.
A lot of guys are just, it's your fault this show sucks. You're the problem with the show. I will at least give Terry credit on that regard. I don't know his history, but as far as what he's doing, he is paying attention to literally what.
Also abusive to fans online. He's a jerk off.
Is he?
Yes.
Yeah, he was on Twitter. He
changes attitude because I know he follows now.
He's horrible to fans. He's a scumbag.
No. Klobby, did you see the episode?
Unfortunately, it's only one episode. So, of course, obviously, you know where I stand on the first two horrible seasons.
You know what I'm going to ask. Was Lazarus in it?
Yes.
All right, good.
Oh, that was spoiler.
He fell off a lot of things.
Did he fall off everything? Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Did he break a hip? Because at 90 years old, Patrick Stewart, boom.
He could use one or two. So far, it's only one episode. Okay, I don't have access to all 10 of them. Like some do, and I don't. So I only know the one. There's nothing in here that is even remotely shows me or gives me any hope that it's going to change from the first two seasons. I mean, it's still just as not Star Trek as you can be. The Raffi stuff you mentioned, comics. The very opening scene, you see this ship that almost looks like a Federation starship. Then you go inside and look at the one that Beverly's in, and look inside and goes, this looks like nothing like looks like just a clunky old space freighter inside. She has her pew pew moment where Beverly Crusher's shooting it out with like 5 aliens in armor, and of course beats them all, even though she does get hurt. and then she just obliterates one that's not really kind of Beverly like either.
Yeah.
Then again, the same kind of bad writing is all through it, where the fact that Picard just happens to have one of his old uniforms sitting near him, where he hears the beep on his old com badge
with his.
But there's definitely lots of points of convenience, right? And that's one of them.
She did get hurt though. She's on life support.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I said. She got hurt, but the only thing, and Raffi's horrible. I mean, she just drags everything down, like you said. Someone already mentioned that they go to one of those planets. It's nothing like it should be in the Federation. Okay, so they're not changing anything. And the only thing that I found that I thought was at least mildly entertaining in the episode, because you have to be fair when you're watching anything, even though it's not real Star Trek, is that I will admit Picard's not quite as annoying as he was in the first 2 seasons. And Riker, like you all said, the banter between Picard and Riker is pretty good. Everything else is nothing to this episode. Of course, again, it left you. They're going to take time. I've heard that there's like 4 or 5 episodes before you even get to any kind of a point. What I've heard from some who've seen it, but it's really, how about those energy weapons that sound like machine guns?
Yeah, well, the one that I thought was funny, and I'm glad that maybe Human brought this up because it made me remember to talk about this. I was like, why is Beverly using a phaser shotgun? I mean, why is she like cocking it like a shotgun? It's a fucking phaser.
It sounds like a machine gun.
Right.
Yeah,
the alien sounded like a machine gun. There you go.
Yeah, and how quickly did she run out of power in the phaser packs? Like phaser pack out of power. It was like within 5 shots or something. It made
because the typical shotgun is 5 shots, which is the reason why they did that, because they basically made it a space shotgun, which was
nuts. Cool. It's lovely that they used the Jerry Goldsmith theme from First Contact in there. It sounds nice. Aside from me, and it's not easy to admit it since I hate the first 2 seasons so much, admitting that Picard and Riker do actually, make, in other words, it's not too grim when they're there. When they're around, they're actually giving you some sort of semblance of the 2 characters of old that you like. They're, of course, they're much older. You could have found a far better story to set your story up rather than the way they did it. The idiotic, the whole way they go onto the ship and expect just to take over and, 7 of 9 being a first officer is moronic. The Raffi stuff's intolerable. Like every scene she's ever in, she's horrible. So all I'm saying is this episode shows me no evidence that they've learned anything, that it's going to be any better. But see, you can't be worse than season 1 and 2. So it could be way better than that and still be a clunker, or still not be very good. And it could be a little bit more tolerable and have some nice scenes here and there. It just won't be Star Trek, because nothing else in this episode is in line with the Roddenberry vision and Star Trek at all. It just doesn't have any Star Trek feel to it. No Star Trek heart or soul or intelligence. It's just a pew shoot 'em up that looks like what they're. I have a theory.
It's a difference between 2 words, Clobby: utopian and dystopian.
And that's what this
Star Trek is about. Positive future. We've fixed things. We've gotten past race. We've gotten past all this stuff. And what they've done with this new stuff is destroy that.
Destroyed it, because in Picard seasons 1 and 2, they've reverted back. The Federation has class envy, it has drug abuse, it has deadbeat moms and dads, it has elder abuse, it has racism, it has all the crap that Roddenberry says. Look, other races. We'll talk about that with other alien races, but the human race, for the most part, has fixed a lot of those things. That's what his vision is. And if you don't like his vision, don't write for his damn show. Of course, nobody cares about his vision who works on these so-called Star Trek shows now. So all I would in conclusion simply say, this is not Star Trek. Even if it turns out to be a little bit better than the trash we got in the first 2 seasons, it still won't be Star Trek. It's written like it's written by goons who don't understand any kind of storytelling, especially Star Trek.
But it's at the same time, I don't care what all I keep hearing is things that are dystopian, even this 3rd season.
I would say it's less dystopian.
Yeah, but a doctor's mission in life is to do no harm.
No, I agree. And
there's a twist ending to the episode that may explain why she's doing harm.
The thing that is,
I don't think that answers it. Go ahead.
I know it's like there are things it's like if I look at it kind of funny, I can go, okay, that kind of justifies it with this series. And like I said, I'm giving it too much credit, but like I said, I didn't hate it. We're like with episode 1 of Picard season 1. I hated that episode. This is like, I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying it's wonderful. I'm saying that it's an improvement over what we've been getting. in my opinion, it's a step in the right direction. Hopefully there'll be many more. You'd never know. And like I said, does it make up for all the shit that we've been getting? No. But
I like the banter between Riker and Picard.
Well, yeah, because that actually felt like the characters.
It felt like the characters.
Well,
what I want to see is a send-off for the TNG characters, because
that's what you're going to get with this because
it'll just be the types of stories that you didn't get when they were together. You're going to get a pew pew. It's going to be more like those movies. At minimum, it's going to be like the old movies that a lot of people who were fans of the original series criticized, like Insurrection and Nemesis. It was still their crew, but they didn't really act exact. Those weren't the kind of stories that they want from those. Of course, it was movies, so they didn't have much of a choice.
Well, yeah, but Picard didn't act like Picard, and
he didn't really act like Picard. Well, but compared to this TV show, he sure did. He's still.
It's still low T Picard, hands down. But Riker, is, like I said, is what saves the show so far.
The problem is always.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mark.
I was gonna say the problem is they're always looking for the big bad. So, Clobber Times and I, we both love Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Wrath of Khan is one of my all-time favorites. I got to meet Leonard Nimoy that night at a world premiere as a 10-year-old kid. But since the success of that movie and the success, Ricardo Montalban's such a fantastic villain, they've kind of been chasing that. And Star Trek's really not supposed to be about space combat, and it's supposed to be about discovery and exploration. So by making it a movie, they've got to always look for that big bad or that big huge event or that big, instead of telling an anthology story or having different multiple stories. They could have the crew together, like they were on TNG. They've got to have one big arc. And it looks like it's going to be another revenge Nemesis / Khan thing. Yeah. That's what I'm worried about.
It was basically pew pew.
I didn't like a lot of DS9 either, just for that reason. Yeah.
You can't recover. That's all I have to say. You are not going to get back the TNG characters that they've already destroyed.
True.
I'm sorry. You cannot recover. You can be, and this is the problem with Star Trek because it's so hopeful. You can't be hopeful here. They have no hope in them. The writers they're incapable of it. So I would not waste, I can't believe people are wasting their time watching this, even with positive recommendations from RMB or others. I can't imagine wasting 1 minute watching this. And you know what?
I understand.
I can't imagine wasting one more minute watching Star Wars until they rebuild the fundamentals that they took all of the time they could destroying. I can't imagine doing it. So those of you that are doing it, well done. I mean, let me know what you think of the little scraps and pebbles that you get to collect of what used to be Star Trek. But I don't see, and I'm looking for positive shit, right? I mean, I am. I'm trying to like things. It's just there's not a lot out there to like right now. And I went in with the lowest bar set because we just talked about Ant-Man. I set the lowest bar possible for that film, and I got to say something nice about it. It was in focus. That's it.
So one of the things I told the guys before we went live is like, if given the choice, would I rather watch Ant-Man or the first episode of Picard from season 3? I was like, I'd rather watch that episode. I thought it was better. It's not saying a lot.
Not only does it only cost you. It only costs you time, whereas Ant-Man cost you money to go see that crap.
Yeah.
Well, look at what Strange New Worlds did to the Gorn, right? One of my favorite characters, right? They made the Gorn, they turned him to aliens, and they ruined the whole point of the Gorn was they were an intelligent spacefaring creatures, and it was just the misunderstanding between the humans and even at the end Kirk says, well, maybe we were invading their territory and let's work on it. And what they did, they turned the Gorn into literal aliens that are impregnating humans,
like xenomorphs.
Wait,
turn it into aliens.
They totally destroyed the point of the character. Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worms. It's a garbage show.
They destroyed the Gorns. So
wow, I would argue they kind of destroyed them in Enterprise when they made them look like velociraptors.
But that was just a Mirror Universe episode one-off thing. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they don't understand the basic tenet. The culture said it so well of what makes Star Trek so great. So my mother-in-law, I got her to watch TNG, and she liked Patrick Stewart. And through the years, I always got her Patrick Stewart, statues or action figures or little things that it was like a running joke, and we're like, Grampy's going to get jealous of Patrick Stewart. So she watched first season of Picard, and I didn't say anything to her. So what Grammy? What did you think of it? She's like, that's the worst 8 hours of TV I've ever watched. They've wrecked TNG for me. She was horrified, and it ruins TNG for you too.
Well, it's a deconstruction of the character. That's like the reason why I hate it is because, as you know, I know there's when I watched the original Trek, I was really young, right? I was like 3, 4, 5 when it was in syndication. When I was
it's kind of hard to catch those concepts and things are going at that age. Yeah,
TNG for me is my Star Trek because I was old enough to understand it. Plus, it was airing when I was alive and had a pretty decent understanding of what was going on. And plus, I was already bordering on being a teenager too. So, I mean, so I had a much stronger connection with TNG than I did the original series, despite the fact I loved the original series. But yeah, so what they did was just fucking vandalized everything about Star Trek with that first season of Picard.
That's why that's not short of them ignoring the first 2 seasons and doing a whole new wiping the slate clean. Even if it's better, nothing's fixed and nothing's going to change. It's still Jar Jar Abrams' group and Klutzman and bad reboot and Secret Outhouse and those scumbags. And until it's out of their hands, it doesn't matter if they give you some scraps.
I like because you said Secret Outhouse because Emperor's at M. It's like polishing a turd for a sheen before it decomposes.
Well, I mean, it essentially this season is the embalmment phase, right? You're embalming the corpse. That's what you guys are describing.
You're not
embalming
because this is the last outing of the TNG crew. So yeah, you're right. They're embalming the corpse at this point.
Well, you know what?
And that corpse is Patrick Stewart.
At least they're putting them all on the screen, right? They didn't do that in Star Wars, right? You didn't get
should have done that in the first season.
Fuck J.J. Abrams.
They should have.
Fuck that.
And I think what you're seeing is
my understanding is that they were
losing money.
I thought it was
they're all losing money like crazy.
Yeah, a lot of that was driven by Patrick Stewart because they were to have members of the original crew showing up.
Stewart did not want it to be a reunion show.
Yeah,
of course not.
Right.
Then he saw the ratings.
He's a bit of a pompous jackass.
Yes, a bit of one?
Oh, I thought you were
trying to be nice. He's 90 something. He's going to kill over at any time.
He's British.
Yeah, at least they could have given him a younger body, right? If anyone puts me in a robot body here, make sure at least I'm 30 years younger and have hair. I mean,
Tell you what, Mark, if we're going to put you
30
in a
years
robot
younger,
body, it'll be Raquel Welch.
Whoa, hey now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
30 years younger. Patrick Stewart didn't have hair then either.
Beam me up.
Elagabalus on the Ko-Fi side for $5 says, comics and panel, what's better, watching new Ant-Man movie or singing homoerotic lyrics to the Village People, Manwich Man, or In the Gravy?
In the Gravy.
Manwich was phenomenal.
Man, we need to do more of those.
It's been almost a year.
I'm talking to Elagabalus. We're texting back and forth, trying to find some time that we can talk. He's put some things over in the
Weavy. We got to go to the casino in the Weavy.
I had somebody send me a idea to have Floral make a puppet of Culture Casino and his
weave. Interesting.
The weave comes is pretty gay on its own.
I will.
All right. Joe for $5. Fox and I watched it. Loved the score, heard music from the motion picture, First Contact, and Next Gen.
Yeah.
Music
that
was
Jerry
good,
Goldsmith music from First Contact's beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
you guys are, look, it's like you're in the middle of the desert, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely are.
Water. You haven't had water.
Culture, did you not hear me criticizing the show and saying it doesn't make up for anything?
You haven't had water in 5 days, and somebody brings over. There's this mud puddle, and it's
for Nick. It's pizza. For Nick, it's pizza.
And it's there, and it's muddy water. In fact, it's probably from.
Did you not hear me say it doesn't make up for anything?
It's water.
Muddy
from
waters.
East
We're not talking about blues.
It's East Palestine water in Ohio, and you are just so excited. You're not paying attention to the chemical rainbow that this water has in it right now in that mud puddle, and you are diving face first into that water right then and there. That is what you are doing when you're talking about.
Did you get the practice out for your video tomorrow?
Did you not hear me say it's not great? But an improvement? I mean, I'm going to give it compliments where compliments are due, but it's. I agree with clobbering. It's still not Trek. There are moments in there that felt kind of like Trek, but it's still Kurtzman Trek.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like,
I have a
clearly
question
we're
for
paying attention to what I was
culture
saying.
after this.
Just because I compliment something doesn't mean that I either like it or think it's good.
You're just being fair. No,
I'm being fair.
Look, I have to tell you, that cop was very pleasant when he gave me that 20 mile over the speed limit ticket today.
Did he bend you over
now we know
the
what it is.
hood
I'm
and
so
ram
sorry.
you in the backside with his blackjack?
That was the nicest ticket I've ever got. What the fuck
Culture. All you
about?
had to do was compliment
Well,
his
you know what,
cock,
culture.
and you would have been fine.
It's better than being dragged out of your car and beaten with a nightstick. All right.
That
Yeah,
episode
but-
was better
yeah,
than that.
because all you had to do was go out and date the like that cop's.
Well,
like,
here's the thing.
ex-girlfriend.
I've had cops I've been pulled over who were completely pleasant and still gave me a ticket. No big deal. No animosity. And there's cops that pulled me over who are going to be complete assholes. So I would, yes, if I'm getting a ticket, I'd rather take the nice cop who most likely won't shoot me.
Yeah.
What are you talking? You're white. What are you worried about?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because just because you're white doesn't mean a cop has never drawn a gun on you before.
Well, no, you wrote on the first thing you wrote on your window and let them know, hey, I'm white. I'm white.
Yeah.
There's $2. I guess being good enough is we all settle for sad. Like I said, not settling.
I heard that in
This
a
is
Trump
so-
tweet.
I'm trying to be
Corey wanted to
fair on
ask a
something I
culture
don't
question
like.
real quick.
Yeah. Do you agree with Doomcock's assertion that anyone who supports this is absolutely pathetic?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. You guys, what's my number one rule?
People are allowed to like stuff I don't
People
like.
are allowed to like stuff.
Fair
Like
enough.
stuff, like what you like. I am not
Bologna
here to
sausage.
I am not here to yuck your yum. I could question your
There it is.
sanity, but I'm not here to yuck your yum.
I
all
am here
I'm
to wank
saying
your
is-
shank.
I didn't hate it. That's all I'm saying.
Me too.
Wait.
I kind of like.
Okay, so the bar is hate. Didn't hate. Okay, I got it.
Dude, have you not heard me
was
say
good.
that about movies that I typically
No.
don't enjoy?
No,
I
dude,
didn't hate it. I said the exact same thing about Thor: Love and Thunder. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Is what I think I said. It doesn't make it good.
I don't know,
Just
sounds
because
like
I
maybe
phrase
a
it
sellout.
in a way like that doesn't mean it's like,
goats.
yeah.
So
I thought legit. The only thing I thought was funny out of that was the screaming goats. And I know that annoyed the shit out of a lot of people. I thought it was funny.
I thought it was the most
next-
annoying part of the movie.
Okay,
I think I've got what I've got is
Precisely,
Robert
the reason why I
Meyer
liked it.
Division and Doom Casino. That's who I have right now going at it.
you guys are so mean.
No, yeah.
Look, I am looking forward to. You guys are gonna freak out. I am looking forward to Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
Based
I'm
on
looking
loosely
forward
based
to
on a
that.
true story, man. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
I'm worried.
fun.
I'm worried.
I can't wait to
I'm
watch
worried
that.
it's going to turn into another Sharknado. I think they're too self-aware. I think that's going to ruin it.
Sharknado.
I love.
Does the
Mutant
cocaine
Van
bear look
Hammer's
like Winnie
cough.
the Pooh?
No, it looks like a grizzly bear. It's awesome. It was so amazing.
Are you
Look,
talking about Cocaine Bear? We're talking about the
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh.
Cocaine Bear.
oh, whoa, wait,
actually, the movie's called Lore Duck and Cover.
oh,
Oh, that's pretty good.
no.
Not wrong.
Oh, my.
All right, Jason Sandberg for $2. The Utopians won't allow us heroes.
Nope.
Yeah,
Well,
that is true.
You got to deconstruct them these days. That's what they
Yep.
did with Picard, and that's what they've done with Star Trek. And you see it all. It's what they did with Superman, and you just see it way too often. And Miller did such a great job. The comic Dark Knight Returns, but everything has got to be dark and depressing since then.
I'd
give us
argue he
some
didn't.
lighthearted.
but I don't. But again, I don't think that was his purpose at the time. He wasn't about.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, it's not like now you're willfully destroying heroes. We actually think about it. What are the most successful films that we've had? What are the plus $1 billion films that we've had in the last few years? Because I would argue that they are only
Infinity War.
Top
Infinity
one
War.
with culture.
In-game.
I mean,
Maverick.
what
Okay,
do you mean by a
we
few
have to get
years?
Corey out of here, and then
Oh
we're gonna
no!
finish
I
off
gotta
the
get
super
going
chats.
too.
Okay,
Yes,
we'll get
indeed.
two of you guys out of here.
All right. Well, I'm Corey of Talks-A-Lot Entertainment here on YouTube. Make sure you check me out over there. Right now, it's a lot of gaming content because Talks-A-Lot Gaming over on Twitch is pretty much a nightly thing. You can check out Corey Music Channel here on YouTube. I dropped a new song a couple weeks ago. And you can find me on Twitter. It's The Good Voice Guy. My merch shop now has the Talks-A-Lot Entertainment logo coffee mugs, so go check that out on spreadshop.com. And yeah, as always, stay sexy, don't get murdered, and have a wonderful time.
That's an important message.
Corey.
Don't get murdered.
It is. Don't get murdered.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can catch me on Saturday night for Bourbon and Boarding on my Rumble channel. Thanks for having me again tonight.
Where are you going?
Talk. We've got out of town company that's arriving in about 10 minutes. So I was told by the wife that I am not allowed to continue to be.
Why don't you invite him on the show?
Yeah, invite him on the show.
Yeah, bring him on.
Right. What did they think of Picard?
You guys want any of these people on there?
Did they go to
they're your
white
white
Quantumania movie? Did they get someone to shit on their chest at the film theater? I mean, we just want to know.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
And if they did, it's going to be a wild and crazy night tonight, right?
I can tell by your enthusiasm that these are your wife friends.
So
not
hold
yours.
on, your night's be
Yes.
full of shit.
All right.
Yeah, if they were my friends, I would just give them one of the AirPods and be like, "Here, you can listen in while we talk." But no, it's the wife's friends, so
Well,
I am
friend.
required to leave.
No, fair enough, dude. Thanks.
I don't
thanks
leave
for
early
leaving.
often though, so
No,
it's
no,
not like
you
I'm
don't.
going to play video games or something.
Yeah, it's not like Corey who leaves early all the time. So
Yeah,
Well, of course
well,
you're
you
asleep.
know, I don't. It's not about me sleeping. It's about allowing other people to sleep. Because I am in my bedroom, and my wife gets cranky if I leave. If I make her stay up
Happy
she
too late,
gets
wife,
cranky
happy
or
life.
she gets cranky or anyway.
like stab me with a butcher
Oh.
knife, cranky. Like let's
Okay,
not
yeah, let's
go
not do
there.
that.
not
We want Corey
pulling the
alive.
cranky.
Oh.
Brahmadeus,
Fair
Brahmadeus.
All right,
Dark
let's send these
Brahmadeus.
fools away. Toxic man.
No ticket. And two dudes just slid out. And now you get to be surrounded by dudes.
You know, that's
We're
weird.
not talking about Casey Sonic here.
Oh, Mark, no, Mark's. Oh,
Now it
no,
gets
Mark
to be in
is
the middle.
better.
Y'all are messing with, okay, so my OCD's messed up right now.
Oh shit. Anyway, I know that Eric K, you redacted this, but I'm gonna show it anyway for $5. He says, listen to interviews of all the actors. They know nothing about what the characters they are playing and what Star Trek is about. Well, yeah, because
100%.
empty head morons. That's goes without saying.
Now, is
I'm
he
sure
talking
that
about
does.
the old school casting, or is he talking about new people? I'd like.
I'd have to be.
I'm guessing he's talking about the current cast.
And I'm sure that does play a role in it, but I think more than anything, it would have to be the writing is where you're going to see the disconnect from the canon to what you're seeing now. Because if it's an actor, all they do is just, memorize lines and then repeat with him. And then the director will be like, no, frowny face when you do it this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what was the one show where the writer said they hadn't read any of the source material? Was it on the Amazon Lord of the Rings thing?
Dude, it's like name a franchise. That's basically all of That's them. a lot of them now. Jack Schaefer didn't
Any
read
Marvel show.
fucking Marvel comics. She knew nothing about
She-Hulk was one of them.
Black Widow or
The biggest man of Gilded.
Tomo.
All right, Tom, you're here just in time for us to talk about the exit of Susan Wojcicki from YouTube.
Sha-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na.
Getting these to do another theme song for me so we can replace Momma Susan in it with this new guy.
Yeah, I'll have to do it again. I was supposed to do it again anyway.
The nude guy is just there to dodge bullets at this new hearing he's going to have to go up to Capitol Hill for.
Can we just keep referring to him as Momma Susan, like Thor? It's just a title.
Momma
Anybody
Susan
can have it.
2.0.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's do that. Momma Susan too.
Yeah. So, what do you guys? Why is she leaving? What do you speculate this is all about?
Scandal, intrigue.
I don't know. You know what? Here's the weird thing. So, like, Midnight's Edge they're kind of people have heard about Midnight's Edge, right? They're a channel, pretty big.
Yeah.
They have
we can call them Daddy Susan.
But
Yes.
they have another channel that's a smaller channel called it's an up and coming channel. We'll say it that way. That is the Midnight's Edge Espanol, and they actually broke the news on why they think that Momma Susan is out.
They broke the news on what they think. Nobody had the scoop on it on what they think.
Well, right now, all we know is that she stepped down, and we know the dude who's replacing her. That's pretty much it.
I'm just saying, you should check out that video.
I don't know if she had a plan in place, because whenever I hear people say, "Oh, it's doing a passion project," oh, you have no idea, you have nothing lined up. You know what I mean? That sounds like a dude that's like, well, I'm going to start my first novel now at the age of 70.
Or, you know, it could be, I mean, there's 1,000 reasons, but, you know, I mean, anytime I hear the words, I'm going to spend more time with family, I'm like, this was not your choice.
Exactly. Combined with all the other reasons, her health.
She is stepping away for family and health reasons and hobbies.
So that or she's actually just got a bad diagnosis. I was going to say, there's usually one of two things. Either, you're
I was thinking
you
got something. Either she was forcibly removed or she has cancer.
Everyone has AIDS. AIDS.
Actually, you know, you joke.
God darn it, Nick.
But, you know, it probably is true.
And where
Everyone
were
at YouTube
you?
Has fucking AIDS.
You think
I'm
she got it
going to
from
turn
that?
you into the new culture, Nick. You keep not showing up to me. I'm just telling you now.
I had an excuse. I had an excuse today.
I did too.
No,
and I gave you a heads up.
Culture is that excuse? AIDS?
What? You gave me head? What?
AIDS.
Well, that's true too, Tom. Well, two things can be true.
But I did not give you AIDS.
It's fine.
It went really gay.
I just know that you were gonna come.
Hey, Nick, do you think she got it from that? From the YouTube channel? Is it a dick or a dildo? Because I feel like that one. If you're gonna get AIDS off of a YouTube channel, that's gonna be the one.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Dude, by the way, again, shout out to Toxic Man Flu for tonight's thumbnail. That was fan-fucking-tastic.
So I have some like weird stuff popping up on my Twitter. One of them today.
Tell us.
One of them today.
Are there penises popping up on your Twitter?
No. Well. No. So anyway, one of the things that came up today was
that's not a penis. That's a space station.
A girl in a skirt with a tail, and somebody walked up behind her and pulled the tail.
Now I'm going to be pissed at you because I brought this up on Mead earlier and everybody didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Where were you, Culture? You to be the one that go, I know, I saw that video.
It blew my mind. They pulled out. It wasn't just the tail. It was
pulled out.
Fixated in a particular.
Was it a butt plug tail?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then you
Culture. Why are you so surprised? Like,
but here's the baffling thing, right? Like the second thing down in my Twitter timeline from that was KY or no Astroglide. Astroglide was the second thing down from that. Commenting on the butt pulling plug thing tail. It was banana time. I was like, what
they've been using those in porn for a while. The tail butt plugs.
New, nothing new.
Don't ask me how I know these things.
Well, he was a quote-unquote filmmaker, folks.
I think it's
I
about
did say
that time.
I was involved in filmmaking. I didn't tell you what kind of films I was involved in.
Oh,
of course.
Fucking he's in
I did not
fucking movies.
I did not sign up for that Twitter feed. I do not know what happened there. I was not prepared for what happened in that at all. Tom's following the same people, Mr. Redshirt. I did not. It was not
hilarious.
So
you seem
while
awfully
Culture tries to defend
I'm used to
himself
shit like that.
with the pricks that are
fair,
showing this thing.
we've all seen the same clip from the Culture.
I mean, I've had to mute like certain here's my fine line is like when you get to that like weird anime porn shit.
Oh,
where it's like, I got that.
Lolly, get your prison here.
Well, the funny thing is apparently butt plug is
squids
trending.
with dicks.
Butt plug is trending.
Yep.
I've got O'Hare, Leah Thomas.
And I just found your video, by the way.
What's funny is you probably could get away with showing it. I mean, it doesn't really show anything.
No,
really.
but it's
No, it
grody
doesn't.
time. It is like I'm like, oh, why did this
I
happen
found
to
it
me?
hilarious.
Did
to
you
be
say it's
honest with you.
growing time?
No, grody.
Oh, I thought you said growing
Grody to the
time.
max.
Grody.
I was gonna say
You
they
and
have
the
a
missus
line
need
for
to get
that.
out more often. I'll tell you that right now, Coach.
Oh, okay. This
I'm
is funny.
old.
I'm going to show this because it has absolutely nothing to do with that story we're talking about.
Good.
But it's still under butt plug. Pete Buttigieg. Let's concentrate on diversity, inclusion, and equity, sweeping away the fucking disasters.
Nice. That's a good use of that flag.
I think he's
Yeah,
set.
seriously.
I think he has set gay people back at least 10 years.
Oh,
from working in
or
politics.
like 40 years. That's the problem with what's happening now. All this divisive anger stuff. You're 100% right, man. It's setting all of the shit back that we had solved in my lifetime. Mark is here. Clobby's here. All of us old guys are going, this shit was solved 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you for doing this shit.
Yes, sir.
Making everything worse these days. Everything is, race conscious or this, or, every ism you have, and what they're teaching the kids today in school, it's horrendous. So the divide in the country. I was just watching that a girl that escaped from North Korea went to Colombia, and she said, I got across the desert, barely survived, and I got to Colombia, and all the teachers there are telling me how horrible capitalism is. And how evil white capitalists are the cause of all the problems in the world. It's like that's what they were telling me in North Korea, and you couldn't believe how how you're allowing this to happen here, and how fortunate we are in this country to have this great place.
Tom actually just linked that filthy video in the goddamn private chat. Good lord!
Tom
and you
linked your
watched it
privates.
again.
When you clicked on it
again.
Okay, so for everyone out there, this is what we see with the video.
Oh my god, the cock.
That's worse than the video.
Yeah,
it actually is.
Mm-hmm. Video's kind of
so I love that.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be like
like
some ugly ass
the
bitch
thing.
that's like 500 pounds or something like that, or something.
Yeah.
That will never get old.
Oh my god, the cock.
Oh my god.
It never will.
Lobby, you got any thoughts on Momma Susan leaving?
I know nothing. I'm afraid I'm Sergeant Schultz on that one. I've not even heard the story until you just mentioned it. I've been out about sleeping in a movie theater.
Watching Picard.
I've been trying to stay awake at a movie theater a couple hours.
Dude, I'm sorry. This guy, I have to keep telling this story. That dude saw on logs. It was like 10 straight minutes of me listening to a dude snore during the film. I'm like, he kept me awake. I probably could have.
I was tired, man. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were there.
Yeah, it was Clobby. It definitely was Clobby.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so really, do we think that this is going to move the needle on any of the censorship and stuff that's going on with YouTube?
No, I don't think so.
I really
not gonna
don't.
change anything.
No.
Yeah.
When does someone come in and be like, "Oh man, it's so much better than ever"?
Well, it's not like Elon Musk coming in and so you've got somebody else that's been in there and gonna toe the line.
See,
from there,
I'd actually argue that Elon Musk has done exactly what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to piss off everybody, and I'd argue that he has.
Yeah, he succeeded in that.
I'd actually argue he's lived up to what he said he was going to do. Now, I don't agree with every decision he's made, but there's ones that I do agree with. So and
there's a lot of bad decisions he made that he reversed decisions on.
Yes,
Nick, and
there was.
That's an
and I'll give
improvement
credit
for what we've been getting.
And overall, is he an improvement? Yes. But he did say what he was going to do. He said he was going to make stupid decisions. He did. He said he's going to make decisions that wouldn't make people happy. And he's going to do decisions like, oh, hey, that's the best thing since sliced bread. So he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. And there's a lot that I like, and there's equally as much either on the fence
when talking about YouTube,
don't like.
Yeah, when I was talking about bringing Elon Musk, there is no one like Elon Musk coming in here for YouTube. It's just somebody else like Momma Susan coming into this. We're not going to see what we saw with Twitter. And
oh yeah, I
Chris
expect
Mead
definitely
says-
same as the old boss type thing. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
it's the
Yeah, I'm
same,
just
same
gonna say
thing.
that too.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
meet
be
the
this,
new boss,
yeah.
same as the old boss. that
Yeah,
Chris
he's
put
been
in,
there
yeah.
since 2007. He's
Yeah, so it's all just going to
well
be the same
ingrained.
thing, I think. I mean, it makes for a great meme, and it makes for a great thumbnail, and we're all going to be talking about this. But in the end, nothing's going to change. It might even get worse. Who knows?
Yeah, the
from there.
government's
Well, that's
still gonna
my
be-
fear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the government's with the
Tom.
FBI. I mean, suppressing speech. I mean, if you go back 20 years, talking about us old guys on the panel, where's the ACLU back in the 70s or 80s?
They're on board with this stuff.
That's the problem. But they would have been going crazy. I mean, when they defended the Illinois Nazis, let them march. Do you think that would happen again today? I mean,
No.
So the left is gone. The left is gone. Pro-government because it's censorship, and they're getting what they want. And it always seemed like people on the left always loved dictators and Castro and Stalin. They love that oppression, and it doesn't make sense when you look at it. But they've always, for the most part, I always hear people, oh, Che Guevara, what a great guy. You see these kids wearing Che shirts. So they only knew how many thousands of people he killed. And
thousands he raped.
Well, yeah, the thing is, they say they're against authoritarianism and oppression, but they're for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's scary, because you've got the government involved now with Elon Musk, thankfully, open up these files. And, Zuckerberg testified to that effect. And you've got a wing of the government, whatever side you fall on. Could you imagine if Trump had done that and investigated?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
They'd be all fucking over that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like we're a third world country then with, dictate, with when you can use the power of the government or the deep state to influence an election, and the whole, the whole Russian collusion thing was all a bunch of BS, and it turned out to be, nothing. There was actually Hillary's campaign paying a Russian agent to put the dirt on Trump. Quite brilliant. I think Nixon would have approved. Congratulate her for her dirty tricks.
Actually, you want to dive deeper into that Nixon conversation? We can do it. It wasn't him that got him there. It was the CIA at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so yeah.
I don't think we're going to see a needle move on this. And I'm with Tom and what Mark's saying. I'm afraid it's going to get worse. You're starting to see more people get kicked off. They're definitely, so I watch a lot of firearm content, shocker. And they've gotten to the point where you cannot show the safe operation of a firearm on YouTube.
You can't show the insertion of a magazine into a firearm now.
That
right. You
destroys
can't
the
show
narrative.
Yeah, you can't show you can't show taking the firearm I'm sorry. My entire thing was blown off with that. Yeah, you cannot show the insertion of a magazine. You cannot show a magazine being removed. You cannot show a firearm being disarmed. The word escapes me. I'm sorry. But you cannot show a firearm being unloaded. That's it. You cannot show that. You cannot show the proper way to handle a firearm. What you can do is show a firearm being fired and sitting on the table.
Yeah.
So did they go back and scrub a lot of old videos like kicks?
Well, people were getting striked.
They're getting
that's
struck for
the
those.
issue. Yeah, there was a YouTuber I kind of stumbled upon, and he has like 6 channels. He's talking about he wiped out his firearms channel. He's like, I got 2 strikes. If I get one more, that wipes out everything. And that's the thing that is so insidious about this is that if you have multiple channels under one account, and only in one of your channels gets 3 strikes, everything else is gone.
Done.
So they better not show the scouts at the scout train.
Permanent ban too. You are
rifle.
permanently banned from YouTube.
Well, there was one had them on different accounts. They were under different accounts, but because they're all hooked up to the same phone number. See, that's why they want your phone number, because they don't need your IP address to know where you are. If they have the IEMA number off your phone.
If you're going to get monetized, you have to enter your Social Security, or you have to, get the proper number from the IRS to form a company.
All you need is an EIN number, and you can start your own company, and you can start your own channel, and you can start your own stuff under all different email addresses. That's probably the way to go if you're going to try to do this in the future, because tagging it all under one email address. Bad plan. Bad plan.
So just pushing people to Rumble.
Eric K, he's asked me, is it Iraqi Vet 8888 or Mr. Gunslinger? No, it was a YouTuber I was not familiar with. He was a young guy.
Mr. Gunslinger is the one that I saw.
Yeah, I honestly I have not followed Iraqi Vet 8888 in a while. I occasionally will watch one of his videos.
Based. Yeah, he's now the head of the Firearms of America group in Georgia.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, he's.
I like him. I think he's great. I just
is.
haven't been keeping up with his content. I love his gun price videos. Yeah, he's good
all
too.
his content is in deep trouble. Yeah, from there, and you look Warrior Poet Society, TFP TV, all this stuff that they've been doing from there. It's all, and they just arbitrarily change the rules and go from there. It
wasn't Grand Thumb either. I like Grand Thumb. He's fucking awesome.
Grand Thumb's old really guy. There's an old guy that
he's like super young, like in his 20s.
Hitcock 45 is.
I thought he was talking about actual Grand Thumb because I have well, I shouldn't say what I have.
Yeah, what I have with the thumb.
Yeah. I do not own a gun. That's my line. But
the gun tubers are screwed at this point, and the thought police are going to come for us all at some point, and it's the reason why we need to build up the alternatives. And speaking of alternatives, considering we're getting close to 10:30, we should probably go and cut over to Rumble.
Get thee to a memory.
Yeah,
we'll do that. Wait, now you're asking me to do shit. God damn.
Sorry.
Well, it's I was sitting there trying to figure out
the show.
I've kind of forgot how to unload. I don't know how to do anything. All right.
Oh, Hitcock 45. That's the guy I was thinking of.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah. Did he get into trouble or?
I'm looking at his thing now. He has over 7 million. I was wondering if it was, it seems as though they hit a lot of smaller YouTubes. I was wondering.
No, they've hit some big ones.
Have they? Like his size? Because that's pretty big.
Wow. I had no idea they've been going after bigger ones. I just knew about the kid that I talked about.
Well,
Mr. Gunslinger, they went after him. They've gone after a couple of them. They will work their way up.
Yes, they will.
They learn all that stuff from there. So, all right. Say what you're going to say, Culture, and then I'm going to go to...
On with the memes. Are you kidding me? I want to see these. Let's do it. Oh my God, the cock.
All right, so here's the first one. We got some over on the Gilded side that I downloaded, pulled from there. Sean A-Step has been moving some stuff there. So is Vince Womack.
It's not a weave.
It's not a weave. Boys have a penis. Girls have a vagina. So I thought this was funny and something Clobby might enjoy. Captain's log still won't flush. We'll try again later.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Someone screwed up the plumbing on the Enterprise.
I thought this was good.
Wow.
That's great. I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
I might have to pop a cock.
What's this?
It's Brahmatut and Mr. Madtastic.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'd like the oh my God, the cock thing there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Brahma's rocking my underwear. Thank you.
Yeah. That's exactly what he's doing.
Is
rocking your underwear. All right, so we'll go through some of the bookmarks here. I do like some of the things that we've got. Monkey Jeebus putting you on as Harley Quinn. Good stuff there.
So Captain Picard made a captain's clog.
Captain's clog.
Man,
not flushing today.
This whole time I'm like, man, are those pancakes in the chat? What are people? It's Culture's cock.
Matt, don't eat those pancakes. You might have a rude surprise. Yeah.
Or Matt might want to eat the pancakes.
No, I have a gluten allergy.
Yeah. Oh, there's no gluten in Culture's
I'm pretty sure there's a gluten-free.
Gluten-free. So.
I love everybody.
So Monkey Jeebus, I will put this in the private chat because they basically he put Mad singing Baby Shark.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then Gumby Spawn comes in with a Poser weave conditioner. Millions of satisfied heads.
Are you're not sharing anything, are you?
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like,
Man, you're on your game tonight.
Boomer.
Yeah. God, you know what? It was when I went to go get the booze when you started talking about
Damn it,
Picard.
Bailiff.
Oh yeah, I got to do this. There we go.
Oh,
There you
my.
go.
That's it. So there we go. There's the poser weed
Weed
conditioner.
conditioner. Millions of satisfied heads. There must be a reason.
Who did this? Gumby Spawn. Thank you.
Yeah, genuine bergamot weave conditioner.
And culture is still a
Bergamot
woman.
is awesome, guys. It's really good for your, especially for your beard. It's really good for your beard.
At
Ask for the
drugstores everywhere.
jar with
Wait,
the star.
Did you mean to say Genuine? Not Genuine was a R&B artist.
Oh
this
my
is,
god. Maybe
Yeah,
shark.
I don't care.
It's
I don't,
only
even,
Comics-
I don't
Well
even know
done.
the song. I know it.
It's only a few seconds.
no, don't play it.
Yeah, I'm not playing that.
Moving on.
But
I'm sure there's more weave shit coming.
But comics
I don't
is
know about
Harley
that.
Quinn, and that's frightening.
Yeah.
Culture
What
decides to get the cheap seats at AMC. There's shit
Well, that's
on
where you meet all the
this.
bums.
Yeah.
I spent a
Parrot Head's been, ever since I said I hate clowns, Parrot Head's been putting me on clowns.
Who likes clowns? I think the default is hate for clowns, right?
Exactly.
Well,
Well, this one was in response to this. Yeah. You never piss off.
What kind of
Jerry.
porn are you guys into?
This, whatever
Yes.
this is.
Whatever this is, we're into it.
Yeah.
oh, wow.
I really.
Oh,
am
magic
disappointed
poop.
in you guys.
Oh, look, we got Clobby Mark in that one too.
Oh my god, that cock!
Oh no.
wow.
Oh my god, that's fucking.
I'm not going to use that
hilarious.
as my Christmas card next year.
No,
I am.
Totally use it as
I
a
might
Christmas
be.
card next year.
Here's they only met once, but it changed their lives forever. The comics
Comics
club.
Club.
Like it.
Oh, look, I'm the chick.
Yep.
And so's culture. All right, we're good.
Something's never
Parrot Head
changed.
put that one together. They never
That
do.
movie is totally overrated.
What? This one's really good.
100%.
It's
All
a
of
minute
these movies
long. Eclay, I'm not going to play it, but it's the Golden Child as the Golden Dicks. It's really funny.
Oh, cool.
I want the knife.
Well, did you know that that dagger is the same dagger that is in? Oh fuck! What's the other movie?
Awesome, Mad. Great.
Three Men
the
and a
dark,
Baby.
No, the Dark Man, or the Shadow.
No.
The Shadow. The Shadow.
Oh,
it's the same one in the
Shadow
Shadow.
I was
Yeah.
really,
Well, not a good movie.
What?
Messed up movies.
Oh, I
is that
got
what we're
that's
doing?
on the
Is we're
list.
playing trivia? Oh my god!
Yes.
It's that stupid kid here who does the Batman from where is it? Australia or New Zealand or
Gosh,
something?
New Zealand.
Could you guys say hi to Drunk 3PO? He's in the chat.
Hi, drunk.
Hey,
How
drunk.
are you?
Drunk.
Oh, who's drunk?
Special guest, very small YouTuber no one's heard of, but very energetic. Drunk 3
He's got his a plushie with a butt that hangs out.
Yeah.
All right.
I heard.
So-
version
I've
two
heard
is gonna have
rumors
a
that he's
flashlight in
dating
it.
a celebrity, Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
I mean, I think it goes without saying it was his first love.
Waiter,
She was his first
more
love.
champagne,
Yes, sir.
plenty of ice.
It's a little person.
I was like, what the fuck is this from? I was like, oh, I remember.
How could you not make the little person in the comics division? Fail.
Did.
Did they?
Make comics
It
a
didn't look like it.
teeny tiny person.
Waiter,
Oh, I guess it is him.
I don't
guess,
know
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's like
It didn't look right.
Is that
So,
Grant
Robbie,
Gregory?
Yeah.
It didn't
Great
look like
Gregory.
him in that shot. Sorry.
That's him.
And that is a true story, unfortunately.
Father killed by chicken, man
killed
found
by
with
massive.
massive
No, it
bleeding.
says no mass. Killed by massive cock. It was actually a cock.
Killed by a massive cock.
Wow.
That's awful. That's awful.
I
Grant
always
Brown
called
enjoyed it.
culture. I always called culture cock.
It
I
And
happened.
meant
here's
to say culture.
Mad
So how
King.
about that
Oh
cock?
boy.
You look good there.
Modoc.
Cock casino.
Oh, this is banana. This was actually in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Multiple comics. They're gonna die.
You guys went to see that movie? Losers.
Yeah.
Dick's Pop. This is pretty sad. Corey's wearing the blue hair. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Where am I?
Culture looks like
I
a
have
lesbo.
I have nice highlights.
So this has to be Tom.
That can't be me. It looks like a. That ain't me.
And who else is it?
Look at the
I don't know,
dude
but
on
it ain't me.
70s. 70s
is up here. There's
I know.
Brahman 70s. There's Nick because of the mullet kind of thing. And then comics and culture.
Wait,
Yeah, I agree.
Corey
I mean, culture and excuse me, comics.
That's Reuben Haynes. That's what that is.
And say that ain't me.
Yeah, that's
Reuben.
Yeah, comics and I have matching hoop earrings. What does that tell you?
You're gay.
That you're gay.
Absolutely nothing.
Say it again.
And the Dick's Mania right there. I thought that was good. And yes,
Nice tits.
I think they should be flipped.
Yeah, nice tits there.
The closest you'll see culture being a man.
Digital Remnant. I'm here for TNT Thursday Night Tights, y'all. Yeah.
Wait, what? No one has even brought up electric school buses. What are you talking about? No pin diagrams? Nothing.
But like the
None of
electric
that
slide.
stuff. It's big enough.
Oh
Gummy
my.
Spawn again. Guardians of the Galaxy. Guy Mora, Drex, Nebula, Mantis, Peter.
You see what they did to Nebula there? My God, she does look like Peter now.
Yeah.
We missed an opportunity
they totally made her flat.
for Mantis. It's a Mantis.
By the way, the actress.
Oh,
that
Mantis.
plays-
Yeah.
The actress that plays Nebula is smoking.
Karen Gillan?
Oh, yeah.
Karen Gillan.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, from Doctor Who.
Doctor Who first.
So apparently it's a new
First
book for the
episode.
Oprah Book Club, the Comix Division, My Obsession with Life, Love, and the Oxford Comma from Nickweiser.
Oh, I
the
wrote
author
it.
of If I Dicted, is that from the same
Same
Yeah.
people that did I always wanted to do a Donner cookbook called If I Ate Them.
Oh, that would be funny.
But if I dicked it, by the way, I mean that was such a that
Book
that
sales
was
are
a
awful.
that book. Let me tell you, that was one of the featured ads in our Christmas special. If I dicked it,
Yes.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
I was here. I don't remember that.
Our in-flight.
You don't
movie
remember
will be a
anything,
lot.
Mad.
That's true.
You were here.
I remember your address.
The Big Schlong with Brahmabull and Lauren Bacall. Picture they were born for. Oh, that's good.
Which
You
one's
can
got
have
the
a
schlong?
hangover from things other than booze. I get them from women all the time. Brahmabull as dicks in holes, private eye. That's just great.
that goes in the pile of going to be a commercial.
All right. Yeah.
Best-selling authors right there.
Oh my God, what the fuck is the next one?
That
It's
is Nick's
beautiful.
high school picture.
Yeah, and Nick, if you could have more forehead, hey,
That's the leader.
Just
You
try
have more
out,
forehead than Jonathan Frakes.
try out Bings. Who knows? It may be for you.
try
Kapla!
Look at that thing coming at you. Look at that.
That is actually
mess with
prime
Nick.
80s
Nick
That's
with his
good
clean
hair.
on.
picture right there. You're pretty hot if you could.
Dude,
put
this
that kind of
guy could
picture.
headbutt a train and be all right. Holy shit!
That's right.
Look at that
He's
forehead.
getting the ladies left and right. He's plowing them.
I am Klingon.
Nick's being very quiet right now.
Yeah, because
I'm just enjoying the
if you look at
scenery.
Nick, yeah, look at that.
And look at
Oh,
that.
he does have a wow, dude. He's got a beard.
He's very burly lately.
Again, Bangs. Give it a shot.
Mad, you can go do that. You can go to your
Oh my
base.
God, the cock.
Exactly. That's what she said. That's what she said.
Hey,
She's
see,
waiting
that's
and
a-
reading. She's got her
That's what
mouth
they
open.
all
He's
say.
impressed by the size of comics.
Don't let your ass hit your way on door on the way out.
No, let
I'm
it
gonna
hit
miss
it
Momma
on the
Susan.
ass on the way
Don't
out.
let your ass hit you on the way out. Yes, good turn of phrase.
Yeah, IR good. Sherry here with 47 circumcisions.
Oh,
this is
shit.
a great film. Yeah.
Well, that's a really
the ice
sharp katana, so you could
It
do a
is.
lot of circumcision.
Here's Tom. There's Tom right there. There's
Finally,
Corey.
just as I was starting to question why I show up just for the memes I'm never in.
You're in memes, Dick.
At least Sherry is loving enough to put me in memes. Thank you, Sherry.
Next
Abby
time,
Carey.
Sherry, leave Tom out just so he can complain.
No, you don't. She knows better. She knows
Uh-oh.
I
Dabby
have
Sherry.
a complex.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Brahmabull,
no.
Drinking it.
Yeah. Mhm.
Photographic proof.
So is that like you drinking Brahma's man goo?
No.
Duh.
Well, it's filtered through a sock.
I had the pale ale. I had the pale ale.
Write that down, dude.
Pale
Filtered
ale
through a sock.
Pale ale.
Filtered through
man
a
goo?
sock.
Yeah.
Naturally pasteurized.
Hey, y'all don't remember the Christmas special when we had the whole? I don't know if it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sock filtered. I think I have it written down somewhere.
You better.
All right. What's the next one?
HR
Jesus
trying to
Christ,
catch people
all right.
wearing
No,
ankle
I want to
socks.
see what the next one is. Jesus,
Okay.
calm down.
Oh, man, gee whiz.
He's
not like
working
I've had
here. He's
We have a
working.
timetable, Toxic Man Flu. We need to get over to Rumble.
All right.
Oh,
Well, I'm not.
fuck. Who the hell?
Yeah, that is
That's
you.
Dumbledore
No, I'm Robbie Coltrane.
or whoever.
Motherfucker.
I don't fucking know. I don't
That's
watch that
Hagrid.
shit.
It's
I'm-
pretty accurate, actually.
Wow.
It's Hagrid.
I don't see the
Whatever.
difference.
They're the
He's
same
just-
person.
He's just wearing glasses.
Watch Harry Potter.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. You.
I'm not
yeah,
paying
I've
any
never
more
seen
money
Harry
for that.
Potter.
Gotta
You're not playing Hogwarts?
I tell you that.
No.
Look, Harry, I'm looking
That's
inside your room.
actually a perfect reface.
You're a retard, Harry.
Hey, now.
You might be.
Come on. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
no music.
Is that Brahma?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, he looks good in that.
Get some action with
Kneel
those
before
pants.
Zod.
Looks really fucking impractical.
Oh, that is messed up.
I don't know. It looks like. Okay, I'm not gonna say what it looks like.
You know, he's a picture of them.
attention. Look at me. I need attention.
Oh, that's some fucked up shit.
So,
Oh, drunk 3PO's in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
he saying?
He
He's
said
saying we
man
suck.
I know.
goo,
I saw him
man goo,
earlier.
Question mark.
Man,
He said, "Man,
That's TM'd around here.
Yeah,
Yeah, man
Wow,
goo is
holy
standard.
It's
Yeah,
Magic
Maggie-
Dicks.
It's Magic Comics.
Oh boy,
Oh,
looking
Yeah.
good. This is getting a little spicy.
no,
Well, that's
dang.
what she said.
He does kind of look like Channing Tatum.
He does. Oh, whoa, they were going for his.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, we'll get past
okay
that.
then.
Oh wow.
Hey now, whoa.
I'm kind of glad I'm not in this one.
Yeah, I know. There's plenty of times where I see memes of F&T and I'm like,
That's pretty gay.
I'm okay with not being in this. I'm perfectly okay with it.
It took me a minute to figure out that was actually Toxie's fist.
Oh, right here. Well, you never know. What is that?
Not a big black dick.
Grabbing my underwear. Yeah. So, and I do what Corey's wearing. Of course, he's going opposite everybody else. So.
I love how it looks like Brahma's like taken by surprise. Like,
Why am I
You're taking-
here?
why are you taking my picture?
No, it looks like the Bigfoot. You know, when they caught him on film and when he's walking past, that's the look he has. The body language.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is. Yeah. Say what?
Yeah.
Nick, of course, has the biggest dick there. Did you see that?
I
I think that's
sorry.
it. Oh, here's
Hallway.
one.
Have you seen?
We were
Nick
all looking at the
Pajama?
dicks, right? Not just me.
It's just you, man. And maybe man.
What's that?
Don't worry about it.
That's brilliant.
There has to be a less
Who did that?
painful way to leave the stream. Black Springs.
No, there isn't.
Bearings did that. We went
You
back and
did it
forth.
That's
all.
not how the Force works.
Oh my god, that's
It
hilarious.
looks like talks. Whoa.
Yeah,
One
before
glass
his
of
streams
whiskey.
tonight, I'll have
One
one
glass
glass,
of
of whiskey. On from there.
It's a non.
Well,
then,
it's the
glass.
same glass I keep drinking
oh
out
my
of.
God.
Here's proof that Tox can body snatch. In this picture, you can see when he possesses Az for a couple of hours. So yeah.
I remember when you wore that for Halloween that one year.
Yep. I was a
It was
bunch
impressive.
of cups.
Yeah.
It was a petri dish.
Now you
All
look
right.
like you got taken surprise in that picture. You're like, huh?
I get taken surprise a lot.
Yeah,
Like
you
when
do.
Comix says I need to do my job. That surprises me a lot. And stuff from there. I don't know if I missed anything.
I love photos when people look like they've been taken
Oh, I
completely
did.
and utterly by surprise. I find them hilarious.
Yeah.
That moment when you're like,
What the
Are
hell?
you taking my fucking picture?
So we gonna slide in a rumble, talk about a spicy topic.
what the fuck is that?
Camel toe.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
that was that what
Yeah,
that is?
that
That's
was
a massive
hideous.
camel toe.
that was pretty bad.
That looked like
That was
Tuck
like a
Tuck-
moose knuckle.
Dude, it was Tuck Tuck Goose. Holy shit.
Tuck goose.
Oh,
Yes.
Hello.
We are on our way to Rumble, so I just want to say thank you everyone who has been watching tonight. Thanks. I guess.
Oh my.
Yeah. Anyway,
It wasn't me.
I'll put it in the private chat. You all can enjoy that later.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God,
Anyway,
that's awful.
good night, folks. We'll see you on the Rumble side. To everyone who donated
Are we
on
going
the
to
Rumble
Rumble?
or on the
Yeah, we're going to Rumble.
YouTube side, I just want to say thank you as
Are
always.
we ready to
Support
rumble?
YouTube, my members, and the people who support me on Subscribe Star. Sorry, I had to talk.
Why is Comix yelling?
I don't know.
I don't know. Eric K, thank you very much.
That's very fucking
Thank you to
rude.
Just Another Red Shirt.
Trying to do an
Eric
outro,
Maldonado.
Tom.
And like we always,
extremely rude to
My sister
yell.
says hi, drunk 3PO. Says hi.
and like we always say here on Thursday Night Throwdowns, if you can't be savory, be delicious.
Oh,
we never say that ever.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. A huge thanks to all the supporters. Without you, Comix Division would probably be hoeing on a corner somewhere.
Brahmadeus.
And I said to her, I mean, guess what? I'm not giving you a handout, not without a hand job.
Hey, with Matt here, we get a lot of handies to give and take.
I mean,
That's
it's
why
not how it
Susan
works.
left her job. I mean,
That's not how the Force works, kids.
I think that the least I've ever gotten for sex was some chicken nuggets.
That's fair. I mean,
I can
it's
see
food.
that.
Yeah,
I mean, cowboys used to work all day just for one meal, so.
that is true. Yeah.
Where were the chicken nuggets from?
Oh, McDonald's. So yeah,
Okay.
She
Is
wasn't
there any
pretty.
other kind
She
other
wasn't-
than
she wasn't
when
pretty.
that
she
short
was
period when KFC had Kentucky Fried Nuggets? I mean, those were like
Oh man, those were
arguably
good.
better than McDonald's, hands down. but
Yeah.
they're lost in
Strangely
history now.
enough,
Nah,
Kentucky Fried Nuggets is Comix Division's exotic dancing stage name.
It is. It is. That's
just
why
let-
he
Oh,
trademarked it, so no longer, no longer could KFC use it anymore because
Okay,
he had
Mr.
trademarked.
Nuggets.
That wasn't I that supposed to tell
Yeah.
anybody that?
No,
So
he
what
got
about
hit.
the famous bowl?
Technically,
Well, that was his
Comix got
sidekick.
BF'd by the Colonel over that name, but it's okay.
This may be a little controversial, but I actually like the chicken strips from Chick-fil-A better than their chicken nuggets. There, I
Well,
said
Chicken Strips was funnily enough the name of the place.
You can't see it.
Thank
but I
you
just
all for
removed
watching.
Mag for the comment.
You are amazing.
No, he's back.
Yes, you
Did I
are.
get
You
removed?
would know, Corey. You would know.
You said something about
We
stripping. I don't know.
Are going to come.
now?
Rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
Gonna come.
I'll miss you, Mama.